KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. This is 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station and iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump has arrived at Camp David for a meeting that should begin shortly, a cabinet meeting. On Thursday night, the president announced that U.S. negotiators had reached a deal in Gaza. Hamas would lay down its weapons if Israel agrees to withdraw from the territory. The question is, who goes first? Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
There are a lot of questions about the timeline on this, essentially a who goes first to make this happen. But this would be a significant move if it actually comes to fruition. But that's a big if, because there are a lot of questions about how this could actually pan out at this point.
A heat dome across the West, putting about 70 million people under warnings. Las Vegas could reach its hottest temperature ever this weekend. As for the Pacific Northwest, wildfires are the main concern. The state of New York has sued Kalshi, alleging its prediction market is nothing more than illegal, unlicensed gambling, in a large part because outcomes depend on chance rather than skill. This is ABC News. Fighting with Iran has been bad for drivers thanks to higher gas prices, but those higher gas prices have been very good for big oil.
As consumers face the pain at the pump, the nation's major oil and gas companies are celebrating massive profits, also a byproduct of the U.S.-Iran conflict. ExxonMobil reported second quarter profits of $14.5 billion, up 105% from the same period a year ago. Chevron's profit from April to June was nearly quadruple the second quarter of 2025.
The chief operating officer of FIFA is the latest official to come out against President Gianni Infantino's plan to sell the World Cup to private equity. He says he and other FIFA staffers were deceived by the plan and that it must not be allowed to go ahead. Infantino says it's proceeding as planned. A SpaceX rocket is on a collision course with the moon. The upper stage of the rocket will unintentionally slam into the lunar surface next week. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
A big mess ending up at Highway 7 just east of I-25 after a reported carjacking and possible kidnapping started at 5:15 this morning near 1st and Wolf Street in Denver. It turned into a high-speed chase up northbound I-25 and ended in a crash on Highway 7 east of the interstate. This woman works at the Village Inn across the street.
I was in the back and I came out and there was just a million cop cars and there's one little red car out there and I saw a kid on the street.
Now, the DPD says the suspect is a 17-year-old boy. He and the 17-year-old victim were both injured in the accident. The girl has serious injuries. The Aurora firefighters battled the Willow fire are back, and they've been stationed out by Leadville since the fire started. Brad Donkey, the head of Aurora's wildland team, says that some of the crews are working on perimeter control, but now the fire is inching closer to Turquoise Lake, an important storage reservoir that helps provide water.
Well, like in my backyard, it'll say there's a Siamese cat walking across your patio.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Yeah. Or there's two pugs are walking on the grass.
Will they say there's a black guy at your door?
That I don't know.
They will definitely identify an Israeli.
Beware.
Beware, Israelis.
There's.
We see my girlfriend's Asian, so she's small, and it said there's a child walking up your driveway. It was her. She got pissed about that one. It's like, well, that wasn't me.
It's amazing what they do anymore.
There's a camera out front. It says a person and a child are walking on your sidewalk.
You'll be watching that all day.
But you can also plug in who people are, and then it will remember and identify them as it sees them. So instead of a person, it'll tell you that Tom is in the front office or something. Person climbing down a ladder in the garage.
That's what's.
It's just an add-on they want you to pay for. So it's an add-on they want you to pay for, so you get 30 days free, and then you can pay extra for it. Yeah, I know.
Those bastages.
All right.
So, Bob, did we say if I identify a dealer car across the country and stuff, you can deal with that dealer if I want to buy it?
You just have to try. I mean, not all dealers
I
will
don't
sell
mind
to
paying your
dealers.
fee, but I meant for you to take care of that shit. If I want to. And then I'm wondering if I could trade my car in with you, have them sell it to you. You make a little profit on both.
Yeah, so and there's an advantage to trading tax-wise, sales tax. So it just depends on the dealer on the other end. Some dealers won't sell cars to other dealers no matter what.
They won't?
Like Sonic, they're a big dealer group.
Maybe I'll
They have a policy.
One or two.
Yeah.
Because I'm really serious. I'm not going to waste your time.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then I have 3 buyers for my helicopter. I sold all my oil and gas except for one property I'm keeping. I'm in a shedding phase. I'm going to get down to, if I die, my kids hardly have anything to do. It's all going to be me. I had complicated oil and gas, and I have all this aviation shit I'm getting rid of. I'm done with aviation because I'm not going to be flying that much anymore. And
well, and you can rent too if you decide.
Yeah, but you can't rent a helicopter.
No,
not a jet helicopter. I shudder to think. First of all, I don't think there's a place to rent, but
bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help. Come and make.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
I'm Tom Martino. I believe Mark is off today and Suze is off today. I got my car guys in here today. I don't know what deputies are on duty, but here's the way the show works, okay? I've been doing this like 45 years in Denver, about 51 or 52 else if you count all elsewhere. I came here as just 6 years in the business, I think 7 years, and started this show. And so here's what we do. We take calls from people who have trouble, and then we try to solve them. I mean, really, it's the only place in media that does this. You don't have to pay. We help you free of charge. It's media with a purpose, recovering hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and service. I invented the format years ago, and I love doing it. So what you do is give us a call, and we put people to work. We have our car experts today. We're going to talk about cars, but you don't have to call about cars today. You can call about anything you want. But I set aside Friday for cars because we used to have so many car problems that I like bunching them together in a single day. And in general, I still love doing that. Of course, people have shifted their habits over the years, and a lot of them prefer to email and text me. But we still love phone calls. If you want to give us a phone call, you can always get through 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Or you can call 303-MARTINO. Now, let me give you the significance of that number, 303-627-8466. That number, 24/7. So if you're listening to a podcast, many of you do. Many of you download this show and listen on a treadmill, maybe a couple days later even. Some people listen at night. Some people listen, when they're getting ready in the morning, whatever it is. If you find something you know about or you hear a problem similar to yours, you can call 303-MARTINO, and we absolutely will get back to you. And when we get back to you, we can get you on the show. So even though you're listening maybe to a tape-delayed broadcast, we can get back to you. So 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And speaking of cars today, I'd like to feature One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Bring your attention to them. They've been around many, many years. And take the sprawling office space and conference rooms, not with Zoom, not with working at home, They might have an office, just have a brick and mortar office, but you're not going to see the same activity you used to see. Now I'm going to make another statement. So I'm going to say nothing is the same, and I'm especially talking car business. I think COVID taught people, not taught, but showed manufacturers that they don't have to inventory, and that people will take it. Mm-hmm. That once everyone stopped manufacturing for a while, and there were long lead times, they figured, you know what? We're saving a crap load of money not having all this inventory, so we're simply going to keep it going like this. People got used to it. What do you think, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People got used to it, yeah. Yeah, you tell them a part's, back ordered a week, 2 weeks. Okay, call me when it comes
And it
in.
used to be they wanted it now.
Exactly.
That's the new norm.
Yes.
It doesn't shock people. And when you tell them, what we used to be able to do in, 3, sometimes 4 days, plan on 5 to 10 business days, because that is the new norm.
And that guy just speaking, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. We have the one before him, Kevin Calkin, SheridanAutotech.com. And then we have Bob Parry with us, who does leasing and, other things, but he's with JFR Cars, our buddies over at JFR Cars. Now, as far as supply of cars, Bob, don't you think it's diminished the vast supply of cars, and used cars are more of a premium?
Yes, absolutely. I think dealers and manufacturers learned during COVID that you can sell less cars and make more money, and that's a business model they've stuck with. So cars that were hard to get are still hard to get. They kind of leave it just so that there's a little bit of short supply on most cars, so that people are waiting for incoming cars.
Is negotiation out the window? I mean, I'm serious. You used to be able to negotiate some really, really good deals. Is it out the window?
I mean, more so than it ever has been, because, people got used to just finding a car. I mean, the price wasn't the issue. The car was the issue. So, some of the manufacturers have some incentives, but for the most part, people aren't looking for the deal as much as they're looking for the car.
Interesting. So as far as leasing and buying, any changes there or the same split? More people leasing, more people buying?
I mean, if I had to guess, with me, more people lease because I believe in it, but, I would say it's probably close to 50-50 now.
Yeah. Leasing is smarter money in certain circumstances. Now, if you compared buying with a loan, leasing, or paying cash, I don't think, now, Bob, I don't know this. I'm just thinking out loud here. I think leasing financially and mathematically.
I'll never understand the cost of money. It's just a concept that.
If people figure if it's paid for, they don't have any payments. But again, that money could be earning money to offset the depreciation.
Like in my case, a small business, the lease, I'd write off 100% of it.
Sure.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm buying something, it wouldn't make sense to
take cash.
Even if you have it, you take that and put it at 5-6% somewhere and let it roll.
Absolutely.
We don't have anything here, right? I hate to keep bothering you, man, but is there a way we can have return audio in here on the speakers?
I don't think he can hear me.
God, who would think we'd be missing Shannon?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, 1 second.
So return audio would be great.
Oh, your mic's on.
Fight with your insurance company.
Jesus. Yeah, it just came through now.
You get the Doc Award for the morning.
I wanted something besides water.
ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first
Fucking stop saying you're going big against Iran. I mean, he's sounding like an idiot. He's saying, "Oh, we're going to bomb you into oblivion," and they never do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he keeps saying, "We're going to do this, we're going to do that," and
He just wears shit out. It's too much.
just do it for God's sake, or shut up.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting tired of it.
Maybe you thought about being a landlord, but you found real estate too expensive around here. There is a way to make it pay, the Vestera way. That's Vestera Turnkey. Find out more at mybiggestreturn.com. That's mybiggestreturn.com.
Thunderstorms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 866-451-5422 to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 866-451-5422. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details. Second opinions. You get them with your health, so why not with your wealth? Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion. At Henry & Walsh, it only takes a second. To schedule your free second opinion, call 800-279-5279. Henry & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henry & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henry & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
If your AC hasn't been cleaned, you'll have problems. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Dirt and debris are the #1 cause of breakdowns, and Fix It 24/7, the only company offering an extreme clean, tune, and check. A refurbishment for just $39. Others would charge hundreds. As a proud partner of the Colorado Rockies, Fix It performs like pros. Go to fixmyhome.com and book it before it's gone.
Starting off with sunshine for your Friday, then we've got a few storms for later on this afternoon. A high near 90 degrees, and some storms could become strong just a here before a hot weekend moves in. I'm Fox 31, tip up on the team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Marc Montgomery, producer of Our American Stories. In our next episode, we'll show the forgotten story of one of the most important turning points in Abraham Lincoln's life, a frontier wrestling match. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. As I was saying before the break, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, can list your home, sell it faster and for more money than the market average. He has stats to prove it. And he does outbound marketing, second to none. He does videos and stills and brochures, and he puts them out in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. He sells most of his own listings. You will never go wrong with Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Seriously, 303. By the way, let me just tell you this before I give you the number. You will never get this level of service. You will think you're the only customer. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, so we're talking about all kinds of stuff and having to do with cars and having to do with buying, selling, leasing. Leasing seems to be mathematically, financially sound because you're only paying for the use of the vehicle. And we've talked about that before. If you buy it, you're losing money from day one. I mean, things depreciate. That's why I believe, God, I'm changing so much compared to what I used to believe. I think the best of all worlds, and Bob, tell me if I'm going down the right track.
Okay.
Leasing a slightly used car. Because here's what you have. You have the big depreciation hit. So the amount of additional depreciation will be less than the initial lease. So if you leased a brand new car or you lease that same one slightly used and you do it for a realistic period, I think you can get a sweet spot.
So that theory worked better before COVID.
Okay.
Because cars don't depreciate as much when you drive them off the lot as they used to.
Okay.
So again, sometimes a new car will lease better than a slightly used one, only for that reason, because depreciation is the biggest part of your payment.
All right, gotcha. Now, what percentage of the time does it pay to buy what you leased? It's like buying a used car in the future, but you dictate what that used car is and how it's maintained and how it's driven because you're the one doing it. You are actually preparing a used car for yourself.
I mean, true, you're buying your own used car, so you know the previous owner pretty well.
Does that take the benefit out of leasing?
Not at all. I mean, the nice thing about leasing is you have the options at the end, whether you want to buy it, trade it, sell it, turn it in if it hasn't held its value. So you have all the upside potential without the downside risk. And the nice part about a lease is there's an end. I mean, the lease is up 36 months. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world.
Or 48 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the term is. But there's an end. When you buy a car, the end is usually when you take it to the shop and they say, probably shouldn't spend this money on this car now. You might want to look at something new.
Now, does the term make a difference? What's the sweet spot, again, using that term? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years?
So most manufacturers, it's 3 years. Because, 3-year-old used cars, some will still have some warranty, still very saleable, good condition.
4 years would be a little more expensive.
Maybe depending on the car, but then it's out of warranty. So it just changes the car a little bit. But 3 years is probably the sweet spot, 39 months, somewhere in there.
And lease factors, do they follow? No matter what, you're not getting a loan, but you are paying for the luxury of them financing the depreciation, basically. That's what they're doing. So does it follow basically interest rates?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they use a money factor that equates to
So the
interest.
higher the interest rates, the higher the payment's going to be.
Correct.
But it still is financing much less. You're not financing a part of the car you're not going to use. Because with buying what you're doing, you put a down payment, and if you make payments, you are buying the whole car. Right. And at the end, there's a bunch of that car you already paid for, and you're not going to get it back. And in fact, there are stats to show, and I pulled up these stats once before, but basically, there has never been a time this is what they say, in automotive history, there has never been a time where people have been more underwater. They say the vast majority of car buyers are underwater. At this point, they owe more than their car is worth.
I've heard the same thing. Lenders, banks, credit unions, some of them will loan up to 130% of the value of the car on a loan. So they're putting these people underwater.
That's
just by allowing that.
And then when they go to buy another car and they find out, wait a minute, I'm underwater, they have to take that negative equity and they have to put it into their new loan. So now they're even more underwater. It doesn't get better.
So that makes a better case for leasing. When you're underwater, if you roll that over into a lease and you can handle a little bit higher payment for 3 years, there's an end. It's over. You're out of your underwater. In 3 years, you can start with a brand new car and no negative equity.
I get it. So if you're underwater, leasing could be the answer.
A way to get out sooner.
It's a way to get out. There's an end date, and you can walk away from the car or keep it. But I agree. That is a great idea. Okay, on the nuisance abatement, it's really a hot spot for me. I swear to you, of all the news stories I've covered, I have never found anything more unjust. And Denver, over the past several years, have literally robbed people blind. And I actually caught them, the city attorney at the time, out and out lying. So people lost their vehicles. I mean, let me give you some examples. There was a guy driving his nephew, the nephew let his uncle borrow his truck. The uncle was driving this truck and had outstanding traffic tickets and failure to appear summons. He was arrested. They confiscated the truck under the nuisance abatement laws. They said he's an outlaw. He was driving this truck. This truck was used in the commission of a crime because the commission of the crime was driving without a license and with warrants against him. They sold the truck. This kid was innocent. There was nothing he did wrong, and he lost his truck. There was another time a guy on payday in his pickup truck, just happened to be another pickup truck, pulls into a liquor store parking lot with his buddy. He says, wait here. He runs in to buy some liquor or whatever he ran in for. The guy in the passenger seat sees this woman and starts soliciting her as a prostitute. She was a policewoman, and he was arrested, and the truck confiscated and sold. We had another guy who took his Cadillac in to be serviced at this neighborhood garage. He hands the keys to the guy at the neighborhood garage, who pulls his car over to the side and parks it. Police were there somehow watching. They arrested this guy on the spot who owned the garage for something, for some warrant, something. And because he was in that car, they took the Cadillac. Now, we were able to get that Cadillac back because I got so sick and tired of it, I implored one of our attorneys to do it free of charge. I mean, I asked him to help us out, and he did. And let me tell you, here's what they did. They confiscated the Cadillac. They put it in, impound, and then they set a hearing. But when the owner called, for example, and asked about his car, the city attorney gave him set up a hearing date, told the guy, come in Monday at 1:00 and we'll talk about it. On Friday, that same city attorney went into court and said he hadn't heard from the owner. And by default, the car was deemed the city's. And when the guy went back Monday, he said, it's too late. This city attorney lied so much, I can't believe how many lies he told. And I forget, he was running for office at one time, and I went after him, and he lost, thank goodness. And this was a while ago, but we did get the car back, but it was a battle. It was a big battle. So that's how nuisance abatement lawsuits worked. In fact, I'll tell you a more ridiculous case. A guy was arrested, and these happen to be motor vehicles, but it happens with other things. This guy was in a car, pulled over for suspicion of burglary because he fit the description. Again, the city usually went after people of color. They really did. And I think they did it because they didn't get a fight. They didn't go after Buffy. They didn't go after, Vincent. They went after guys and gals that were of color, I believe on purpose. But in any case, in this case, the guys pulled over. There were burglaries in the neighborhood. He fit the description, and they arrested him. They impounded the car. They found the real burglar. They found him and arrested him. The guy who was picked up on suspicion, was let go. Guess what they did? They sold this car. Now, I said to the city, wait a minute. There was no crime here. And they said, there are two separate matters. The civil forfeiture, the nuisance abatement is civil. The arrest was criminal. They don't matter. In the criminal side, even if there are no charges, even if there is no conviction, the civil side can proceed. I swear to God. And they did it all the time. People listening to me who had it done to them, they know it was done to them. And they know I'm telling the truth. The city knows I'm telling the truth. And I have to give credit to someone. at the city level and the state level who must have heard enough of these stories that they changed the laws a bit. They're still ridiculous, but way better than they used to be. And I'm going to go over how that changed coming up. 303-713-8255. Renew Home Innovations has the most beautiful porcelain Italian bathrooms and walk-in showers than you ever want to see. He's a direct porcelain importer. You'll never get a better price, and you'll never get a better shower. They're custom made for you in 2 or 3 days. You have a year to pay. No payments, no interest. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Listen, there's room in an investment portfolio for all kinds of things. But you want to grow, and you want to be safe, and you want to be advised during your earning years. And that's what we do at Martino Capital. We don't shove you off to a giant advisor and make middleman fees. We take your portfolio personally, invest it alongside with mine. We have advisors who help you individually. Each and every day they look at your portfolio. It's a level of service you're not going to find by most. Just ask them. Ask them if they use a TAM service, or are they actually doing the trading. Then have a review from Martino Capital. We'll happily show you what we do. And I'm going to tell you something that happens to be a fact. Every person that has met with us for a review has chosen to go with Martino Capital. I'm telling you the truth. You can never hurt by at least finding out what else is out there. It is important. It is your nest egg. 303-771-HELP. I have pledged to give the best service ever. 303-771-4357. MartinoCapital.com.
No callers, huh?
No, a little quiet on that end today.
Yeah, not even one yet. I was talking to Rod. I don't know how they promote this show anymore, unless they just do it in other shows during the day on KHOW. But
yeah, there's not a lot going on. But I think a lot of what hurts it too is the canned show that's before it.
So they don't have many listeners.
It's not a local show. You know, I've tried to listen to it, and I don't care for it.
There are a couple of fucking cunt buckets, man. I can't stand them.
Okay, well, I was trying to be nice. It wasn't my favorite.
They're fucking annoying as shit.
Okay, yeah, they are.
So that might hurt too. But,
oh, it definitely does.
Because, you know, his name is so well known, but then...
Yeah, but it's just like people are not prone to radio hop. I think once they're locked in,
right.
Especially, you know...
Kevin, you're not buying today, by the way.
Okay.
Because I just got to find out.
I was just going to go in there and give him a credit card.
What's that?
I was literally going to go in there in a minute to give him a credit card. So, thank you.
Yep, appreciate that. But now we were talking. I mean, the show before this one is not helping your show at all, is it?
No, that's what we talk about. It's an island. So we have an island.
Yeah.
People have to literally come from nothing and say, oh, let's turn on Martino. In radio, you want to lead in and you want to lead out.
you never want an island. Lead-ins should be somewhat congruent with the next show. And it's more of a, okay, what happened here, we got rid of the morning show, and now we have a syndicated show. So we have an island, and Dan Kaplis is an island. So literally, people have to tune in and out by habit as opposed to just listening. It drastically affects radio. Radio is meant to be a flow. So it's just something that's never going to change, though, so I can't do anything about it.
Yep.
It's just the way it is. And I just, it's just the way it is. I mean, truly, there's nothing, I don't run the place, but another thing that happens is if the previous show doesn't take callers, you have listeners at best case scenario, but they're listeners that are literally just listening, and so that cuts down on calls. So ever since Peter Boyles left, now Ryan helped us a little, but ever since Peter and I would have full lines the whole from his show all through mine. That cohesiveness of listenership has been splintered.
Yep.
So it's life. It's just.
So would you think if you didn't take text messages and maybe emails, people would call then?
Well, I don't think so. I think the ones who text and email will never call.
Because they don't want to.
But there are people I never had before. And now people who call, the thing is, they may text or email, or they may go on Facebook, they go on Nextdoor, they go look at TikTok, they look for advice everywhere.
Sure.
Everywhere. It's an entirely different world. It used to be the only place you could get help. Well, it still is with us. But people will gripe first everywhere else. They'll bitch. I mean, you don't know how many times I look at Nextdoor and I see problems, and people are giving people each other advice, and they're fucking stupid. I mean, they don't know what they're talking about, but they give you, do this and do that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what they're doing, or they're telling people about a bad guy. And at one time, that was what the show did at its best.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Register today at walkms.org.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KL, an iHeart radio station.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. That's our number if you want to call our car guys or call about anything. I want to tell you about Water Pros has the best water systems at the lowest prices. $3,600 gets you a whole house system to soften your water and also reverse osmosis drinking water. I'm telling you right now, you're never going to find another system like this, the quality and for the price ever. Paul the Waterman is blowing out these prices because prices are about to change come fall and winter. But right now, $3,600, or you can get either one for $1,800. It's a screaming deal. 303-862-5554. If you care about your health, your plumbing, your appliances, your clothes, your laundry, saving money, you're going to want it. Waterpros.net. And speaking of saving money, let's talk about repairs. I need to know this. Do our car repairs, and I am going to get back to nuisance abatement and how it changed, but our car repairs, are they more expensive? Is everything more expensive? Like automatically, or what affected prices? Are parts more expensive? Did you have to raise labor rates? What goes on with maintenance?
Substantially more expensive on parts.
It is.
Really?
Yeah, it's blown up over the last couple of years. I mean, we have seen some things start to come back down as manufacturing started picking back up, but that's been the exception, not the rule. And depending on the car, I mean, we have, I don't know about, inside the general automotive, but inside the transmission world, Toyota is extremely difficult to work on. And when you can find the parts, they're very, very pricey. So people are having to make decisions on whether or not, this 8-year-old car, which they normally would have fixed, is going to be worth actually repairing at this point.
Okay, so as far as your labor rates and stuff, have you guys had to raise it because people want to work?
Well, if everything else has gone up. I mean, our taxes have doubled. Insurance has doubled over the last 2 or 3 years.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Doubled?
Easily.
Yep. Easily.
Doubled?
Yes. Yeah, so our overhead is 30% higher than it was 2-3 years ago. That's got to come from somewhere. The software updates for scanners and equipment and everything now is, a couple thousand a month for scanners and software updates.
Hey, if you're involved in a car deal, I would love to hear from you, because I'm going to make a statement. If you're involved in a car deal right now and you have a deal in front of you, most people won't let you take the deal home. They're just going to say buy or not, right? Well, Bob, they'll never. If somebody says, I want to take this paperwork home and I want to examine it or I want to think about it, will they let you do it at a normal conventional dealer?
No, that's not the business model for selling cars. It's what's it going to take to send you home in this car today?
Right, because if you wanted to, if you made a deal, call me with the deal sheet and I'll show you where you got screwed, because somewhere along the line, you probably got screwed. I can look at almost every deal and find out where you were screwed somehow. That doesn't mean every dealer cheats you. I'm just saying most of these deals have something wrong with them that I can point out somewhere where you're spending money you don't have to. Part of it are the add-ons when it comes to the F&I department, financing and insurance. That's where they pile on a lot of extra stuff. And again, I'm not saying they're cheating you. I'm just saying there's stuff you don't need. Ed, what is going on with you, Ed? Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
I've never leased before, and it sounds like Bob right there knows quite a bit about leasing.
Yes, he does.
And I drive about 18,000 miles a year, and I drive for my business. I get reimbursed.
18,000.
But everybody, 18,000 miles a year, I guess, which is over average. And everybody says, oh, you don't want to lease because you're driving too many miles. And I just wanted the professional to kind of elaborate on that.
That's a good point, by the way. That's a good point. What about when you drive a lot? Is a lease still a good option?
Absolutely.
Why? Now, come on.
So what depreciates a car the most is driving it, unless you get in a bad accident. But that's what depreciates a car, whether you own it or you lease it.
No matter what, you're not gonna fool the system.
Correct.
If you're driving, you're driving. But why is leasing driving high mileage
so when
better?
You drive a lot of miles, say you drive 25 or 30,000 miles a year, in 3 years you have a 75 to 90,000 mile used car you're trying to sell. Even with a lease, you can turn that car in as long as you're in line with the miles and average wear and tear. You don't have to deal with selling a high mileage car because they bring less money.
So if he does a 20,000 mile a year lease for 3 years, he'll be better off than if he buys one.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because again, there's an end and there's an out. When you own a car, you're stuck with whatever the market says it's worth.
If you buy it.
If you buy it, correct. But with leasing, you have the upside potential without the downside risk. So if it's worth more than residual value, you can take advantage of that.
And if not, you can get out of it at any time afterwards.
Correct. At the end of the lease is when the out is, yes.
Yeah. So, Ed, do you understand that you will be paying for, let's say, 60,000 miles. That's what you're going to pay for. 60,000 miles of use. As long as the bad thing is when you don't claim those miles. If you buy 10,000 miles a year and then you end up driving 20, that would be terrible.
Correct.
But if you claim it up front, they give you an accurate fee or an accurate residual value, and then you got it.
So I always tell people, be accurate on your miles and assume you're going to turn it in. Car dealers will say, I think you want the lowest payment. And you can write a 5,000 mile a year lease if you want to. So they try and talk you into getting the lowest payment and not look at what you really do.
Because if you take the lowest payment and claim less miles, it's going to cost you a boatload at the end in
Residual
penalties.
will be higher, and you'll owe more money. So you need to be realistic.
Okay.
You don't want your lease to dictate where you go on, if you have to go to the grocery store.
And you got to live by the terms of the lease, Ed. If you do a 3-year lease, 20,000 miles, make sure you keep it under 20 and make sure it's 3 years. Don't go in at 2 years. Early termination never pays. Never.
Gotcha. And can I ask one more question?
Yes.
What is this gap insurance?
So that stands for Guaranteed Accident Protection. So if your car were to get totaled and your insurance company doesn't pay off what's owed on the car, it pays off that difference. You pay your deductible, and then insurance pays the rest. So that was originally designed for leases, because a true lease, you don't put any money down, just your first month's payment. So you're going to be upside down. Well, since the banks have gone to financing, more car, they'll do over 100% of the value of the car. You can buy gap insurance now if you finance a car, because you'll be upside down. And if a car gets totaled and it's not your fault, you're still responsible for the payoff.
But a gap is not necessarily going to pay for past mistakes. If you put a lot of negative equity into this car, or you went in with a lot, or you severely overpaid for it, I don't believe gap goes beyond 125% of the value, do they?
Some do. Yes, some will go up to a large dollar amount, but most of them will cover negative equity if that's what.
Are you a believer in gap?
100%. So
is it expensive?
No. So leases, it's a feature. So the only leasing company that doesn't include gap insurance is Toyota Motor Credit. They sell it. Every other lease has it in the contract.
It builds it in.
Yes. And when you buy
no charge?
What's that?
No, there's probably a charge for it.
No, there's no charge. You can't get a lease without gap insurance except Toyota Motor Credit.
Okay, so it's built into the payment. He says there is no charge, but obviously it's factored in with everything else. But it comes with one price. You're not going to see a little line item for gap insurance.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
So it's not going to be that add-on.
Exactly.
Correct.
I got to take this break. Thank you very much for calling. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Genesis TotalExteriors.com. They walk your property for all hail damage and put it all on one invoice, from roofing, gutters, fascia, and they do siding, windows, doors, decks, painting, plus mold remediation and mold detection. Genesis TotalExteriors.com.
So when you have a little bit of time, I actually prepared some stuff with Mark in mind more than anything, but I've got leases on a vehicle at 10,000 miles a year, 15 and 30,000 miles a year. Because Mark always said you can't lease a car if you drive a lot of miles. I've got some stuff that I'll let you look at and make sure it's worth talking about. So,
is it significantly more, like from 10 to 30?
I bet you it is.
Yes, but again, if you own that car, it depreciates a lot more. So
it's going to depreciate no matter what you do.
That's true.
Driving makes them go down.
Can you readjust the lease if you're halfway in?
No, so Nissan, because they're not selling, has a product now where you can buy more miles at 10 cents a mile.
Why are they not selling?
They're such a bad car.
Well, there's that.
Nissans are not good Japanese cars.
No.
One of the few.
So they allow you to buy more miles during the lease, and even up until it's time to
Let me go in the other way. Say your life changes.
And you're driving.
Okay, Fix It 24/7. Remember that name for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. I've been representing Fix It from the beginning, and I recommend them. I use them in my home. Now, if you have anything wrong, they want to fix it, hence the name Fix It 24/7. That's what they do. And I want to tell you something. If you take advantage of this $39 AC refurbishment, you will be amazed. It's just $39 for people who haven't had it done. The reason they do it is because they want to introduce you to their company. Take advantage of it. They take apart your AC. They clean every nook and cranny. They add life and efficiency. It'll run better. And trust me, your ACs are running overtime. So go to Fix It 24/7, 720-526-3939. The website, fixmyhome.com, and then book now.
We should wait. I'll ask that when we come back.
Oh, you just did that spot. Bad place.
I'm trying desperately to find the card. I had thought I had it on my computer, okay? I'll give it to you in a minute.
You're looking into Mom Donnie's grocery stores, you know? He's going to have them open by...
No, I pushed this. Did it still not? Yeah, did it go in?
He's got $70 million allotted for it, but they're not going to... 3 years it's going to take to open a grocery store. That's going to have groceries regular price most of the time at 30% some of the time.
You know, you look at Aldi's, who's moving here into Colorado. They're going to have those stores quick.
Hey, man, honest to God, I don't have my credit cards. If you did, no, I'm going to Venmo you the money, though.
Oh, no.
I can Venmo you and pay you back. I just don't have the credit card.
Buy next time.
I feel terrible. I'm looking for it.
No worries.
I wrote it down, and because I don't have my wallet. Do you carry your wallet? I don't carry
No.
my wallet anymore. Because I have everything on the phone, but I can't find the
Yep.
I wonder if they can do Apple. No, they can't over the phone.
So I just go to the Capital One app, and then I can get my number.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, on the actual app,
Yeah.
they give you your number.
You can get your virtual card number from the app.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I always go because I never remember the virtual number. The one I use online, not the one that's on the card. Is that what they call it, virtual, or what do they call it? Virtual card, yeah.
I was saying, I don't know if I told you guys ever, but I hate black interiors. I think
cars?
They're the most stupid, and so many cars have black interiors.
It goes with every exterior color. That's why.
Yeah.
What's that?
It goes with every exterior color, so it's cheaper to do that. Not all interior colors go with exterior, but black does.
See, mechanics love black interiors.
They do.
Yeah.
You can't leave handprints on a black seat.
I had one when I was a lot younger. Had a customer come in and complain that we had left these streaks on his headliner. And I couldn't figure it out. Cleaned it all up for him and everything else. So then it started happening a couple of times. My boss was like, "What's going on?" Well, then I got in one that was just low enough because I used to wear a ball cap.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. I am going to go with the nuisance abatement and tell you about it. If I run out of time, I'm gonna do it after the first of the hour. I mean, after the hour here, first of next hour. But I want to ask Bob Perry. You ran some lease comparisons. I don't know. We might run out of time. Never. Yeah, I think we will. But what did you run? And we're going to talk about them.
So I ran a vehicle comparing buying with leasing.
The same vehicle.
Same vehicle. Did a 10,000 mile a year lease, a 15,000 mile, and a 30,000 mile a year lease, and show you total dollars
on the same. Oh, yep. I'm anxious to see that. What vehicle did you use?
A Toyota Tundra pickup.
Okay, cool. A Toyota Tundra pickup, and we compared mileages. We'll have that and more coming up. 303-713 Talk.
I love red interiors. I know that sounds crazy.
So I just sold a lady a car.
Red leather, I love.
She didn't care about the car. She wanted white with red leather. The car didn't matter as much as the color combination.
Okay.
Which was crazy.
Red leather is cool.
It is, absolutely.
What was that old movie years ago where they took the car down to Mexico to get it tucked and rolled, and they were afraid they were going to use manure in there? Remember?
I remember that, but
what movie was that? They ended up getting in all sorts of trouble and.
I don't know why I can remember it exactly. I have no idea the name of the movie because I can't remember the rest of the movie.
Yeah. I want to say it was.
About 60,000 migrants have entered a Spanish region from Morocco in the past 24 hours, says a local official. About half have gone back voluntarily, says Spain's government. And President Trump's announced deal on Gaza. He says Hamas agrees to disarm. But Hamas says only later if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel adamantly rejects. New York is suing Kalshi, alleging its prediction market is nothing more than illegal, unlicensed gambling, saying outcomes depend more on...
And that's true.
It is gambling. Absolutely.
Event contracts are federally regulated derivatives outside the scope of state gaming rules. American oil and gas companies report massive spring profits. This is ABC News. A Houston area teenager with a fascination for sea creatures is recovering after he was bitten by one.
Claire McDonald was vacationing with her family in St. Pecos Islands on July 19th. As the 13-year-old...
The interior surprised me that some of the new Mazdas that are coming out.
They're actually selling really well right now.
What are Mazda, like CX model SUVs. They really
it's a nice car.
Up. They got a stitched leather interior in the I'm not sure what the upper level is called.
Sure. Right there. Yeah, he wants me to let him in. Should I still sit here?
Well, just tell him it's too late, man.
He's early for next week.
Yeah. Tell him he's right on time. We already ordered pizza.
Chuck Severson, ABC News. Here's a look at the latest news. The Aspen Acres fire is now 67% contained, just over a month after it was first reported. Custer County Sheriff Rich Smith says there's a new mandatory evacuation order now in effect for the Sandusville area along County Road 378. This time, it's flooding.
That is a very small street. There's only like 10 houses on it. People are not living there. The last 2 nights, the floodwaters have kind of torn up in there, and especially torn up the road. And it wasn't safe for responders or for the residents.
Firefighters continue to strengthen.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, come on over here, and then he can swing that mic when you want to talk. Okay. And he'll make sure it's turned on. Kevin wants to say anything.
Losing it.
How's it going, bro?
Losing it. Tom Cruise and Jackie Haley.
Say what?
That's what it says. I could have swore it was Clint Howard was who I thought was played in it. But
okay. What was the name?
Losing it?
This doesn't even ring a bell.
4 rowdy teenage, set in 1965, 4 rowdy teenage guys travel to Tijuana, Mexico in a Model A.
All between 3 stores, and they gave me the best deal.
What was the deal?
I think it was $240, 10,000 over.
I didn't think it was Tom Cruise. I could have sworn Clint Howard was in it.
That's Ron Howard's brother, right?
Right.
You wanted white, right?
Yeah, or red.
Oh, there's a red in it. That's a love me, hate me color.
Love me, hate me.
I love red.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
I think it says something.
So another reason to lease is color.
Is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Why would color matter to
Well, if it's a weird color, like a weird green or weird blue, and you like it, when it comes to resale, sometimes it kills resale.
Oh.
MLB games changed his life. You won't want to miss
You know, but it takes the pressure off of what's it going to be worth.
You know the value of trust. It's what keeps your customers coming back. And it's what you get when you advertise with iHeart. More than 75% of listeners consider iHeart hosts their friends and trusted.
But his was a 63, though. You don't want to buy turbo. Yeah, you don't need that. That's way cheaper.
We've got the formula for growing your business. Learn how easy it is to tell your story through our voices. Call 844-844-iHeart today. That's 844-844-iHeart.
If your AC hasn't been cleaned, you'll have problems. I'm consumer advocate Tom
Those shops are here today. Together.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Big happy family.
That's it.
This is great.
I don't know about happy, dysfunctional perhaps. But
For just $39, others would charge hundreds. Proud partner of the Colorado Rockies, Fix-It performs like pros. Go to fixmyhome.com and book it before it's gone.
I want to get a very low mileage one where it took a hit, because they take a hit, you know.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And then you know they maintain, but they take an initial big hit.
Okay, what's the interior got to look like?
I want a red interior with a white body, or a white body with a gray interior. I mean, excuse me, a white with red interior, or a red with a gray interior.
Okay.
Or light or beige or whatever. I don't want a black interior.
Carol Garcia, president and CEO of Girls Inc., speaks about the
Some of these are great, amazing prices for 2025s, and they have amazing prices with just a few miles on them.
That the women in the oil and gas industry.
And I don't know what drives those prices down so much in the first year.
They're overpriced. You know,
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
You have to pay $1,000 over MSRP. You can only go down from there. Brand new. $10,000 over MSRP.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah, exactly.
But I don't want high mileage. There are some that have hardly any fucking mileage. They must have bought it and just said, fuck, they changed their mind.
The Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. It's car day today. And in the house, we have Sheridan Auto Tech, we have Kimmer Transmission, and we have JFR Cars. We're talking leasing, buying, and everything else. I'm going to talk about the nuisance abatement law and how it changed. But I want to go to the phones. We have people on the phones waiting, so we'll go to them right now. Let's go to Larry, who has a car question. Larry, welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK for those who want to join. What's going on, Larry?
Yeah, I have a question for you guys since it's car day.
Yeah.
So normally I don't put a lot of mileage on my vehicles every year, but I put, I try to change the oil every 5,000 miles, but that's like 8 months before I hit 5,000. Should I do it by months or should I do it?
That's a good question. Good question.
Yeah, for me, 8 months, 6 months is all the same. I don't think that'll hurt anything. I mean, anything more than a year, I would go by the calendar. But mileage 5,000 is perfect, or 6 to 8 months is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that if you were living in a wetter atmosphere,
yes.
If you were down south, and You've got all that humidity and whatnot because, fluids will absorb moisture over time. So I would definitely be doing it more proactive then. But here in Colorado, you're perfectly safe doing it the way you are.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, because like I say, I don't put a lot of mileage on there, but I was always worried about, 5,000 sometimes was, like I said, 8 or 9 months. So
yeah, you're safe.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good.
Have you considered driving more?
Yeah. Why do you have you ever, now, are you in the market for another car? Because you would be great for a lease. Low mileage is a great, do you lease or do you pay cash? How do you normally do it?
No, I usually finance, and I have a GMC that I already paid off, so I'm good as far as, don't have to buy one for now, but just a quick question since you guys are talking about that. Do you, I didn't buy the extended warranty on my GMC when I bought it.
Yeah, that's
the way things are with some of these cars, the way they break, should I have or not?
Guys, now factory warranties are certainly better than the aftermarket. I would not buy any of the aftermarket service contracts at all. But as far as the factory warranty, have they offered yet to extend yours?
No.
You normally get
mine's already... Yeah, mine's already 4 years old, so I never got.
But at the end of your factory, they didn't offer to extend it. They usually offer you can buy an extension. I'm surprised you didn't get that.
Well, they send me like 8 or 9 different options.
Oh,
all the time. So I don't know which is legit and which isn't. So I just don't mess with them.
No, and I would. I mean, if you said it's a GMC, what year and what model?
It's a Terrain. 2022.
And how many miles do you have on it?
It has 28,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider you as a target for an aftermarket warranty.
No,
you're not putting enough miles on there to break anything.
No, you wouldn't take advantage of it. Yep.
All right, thanks for calling, brother. And let's talk to, help me with your name. It's Ron? Rondalyn. Oh, Rondalyn. Okay, what's happening, Rondalyn?
Good afternoon, Mr. Tom Martino. You've helped me before.
What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I was told in April 22nd, that I could transfer from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, basically from paying almost $2,000 a month rent to $1,000.
Okay, so this was your landlord who said they would move you in the same complex.
Yep, 2 doors down.
Okay, and what happened?
When the Reverend moved out upstairs, I was to move in. They still haven't done it. The apartment is still vacant, and it has been May, June, July. I am behind in my rent. I did get behind in my rent. I did try to offer.
How much are you behind? How much are you behind in your rent, Rondalyn?
I-433.
What?
$5,433.
How many months is that?
3.
3 months.
May, June, and July.
They're not going to move. They don't want to move you because they're probably going to evict you, Rondalyn. I mean,
right, but I have the money. I tried to pay the money. I let the lady know that I could pay her.
And what happened? They wouldn't take it?
She said she needed all the money at once. I have it, but she's not taking it. And my thing is...
Well, we'll get her to take it, okay? I mean, that's what you got to do first. You got to get current. If you have all the money to pay...
I have it. I can be current, but my thing is...
Whether you get the new apartment or not, you got to become current. I mean, otherwise you're never going to...
become current right now.
Okay.
I literally have the money right now.
Good.
My thing is...
Yeah.
My thing is having someone say, hey, you guys did tell her, and my best friend was there when they told me I was approved. You told her you were going to move her in a cheaper unit that she could easily afford.
Okay, but Rondalyn,
why didn't you move her?
Here's what we're going to call her. But here's what they're going to say. They're going to say, we didn't move her because she's behind in rent, and we're going to evict her. That's what they're going to tell us. See, one has nothing to do.
Behind. Why didn't they move me? when I was current. I was current in April.
Okay, in April, when you were current, was another apartment available that was cheaper?
Yes, the one down the hall.
And it's still, so it's been vacant. The one down the hall's been vacant since April?
Yep. Since May. Since May 4th, when the Reverend moved out. Mm-hmm.
And they won't, okay, I don't know why they wouldn't move you. I mean, if you were current, so did you get mad and stop paying?
No, I didn't get mad and stop paying.
How did you get?
I was unable to pay.
Oh, okay.
I got a new job. I've been working. I have saved 3 paychecks.
All right.
I tried to offer 1 month rent. There were a couple agencies that were going to help with the rest. Initially, they said that they couldn't give me the W-9 form, which would allow me to get assistance from 2 other agencies. So since then, a scholarship that I applied for a few months ago for something unrelated to housing came through, and I said, hey, I have the money, I can pay.
Okay, Deputy Bo. Hey, Axe. Deputy Bo is listening. I'd like him to actually call during the show if he can. We got 2 issues with Rondalyn. 1 is she's behind in rent. 2 is she said they promised to move her. We don't have it. That's not in writing. But whether
it is. It's in the email.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, they were corresponding with me in an email.
Good.
Because before I even got in this situation,
that's good, Rondalyn. I believe you. You don't have to tell me. I mean, I believe you. Okay, it's in an email. So they promised her that they would move her into a less expensive place, and she's willing to make.
But then they said they don't promise. But I said, okay, whether you call it a promise or approval, you still told me I could move into the unit down the hall.
And did they acknowledge that?
They acknowledged it, but they didn't move me.
Okay. And how did they acknowledge it?
What do you mean, how did they acknowledge it?
Did they say, yes, we will move you into that unit?
No, she said that as of 2 days ago, they had an application on the unit, and if that doesn't go through, then I could apply for it. But all that does is waste time, because this is how we've gotten to this point now. Like, you told me that I could move in there. You already knew that 1761 was really unaffordable for me already.
Right. So, Rondalyn, so they said they have an application on that vacant apartment?
2 days ago, yes. But I think that's just because they don't want to accept the money and actually be responsible in moving.
Why?
And
why do you think? Let me ask you straight up. Why do you think they don't want to take your money and move you into a less expensive? What do you think's going on? Why don't they want to take your money?
I don't know. Honestly, I think, yeah, okay. I kind of snapped at the lady. I did. Because she said, well, August will be on your ledger. So, like, to kind of negate the fact that I wouldn't be current, I said, no. We are not in August.
Rondalyn,
we are in July.
Rondalyn, hold on. Rondalyn, you know what? I'm going to be straight with you. I want to help you. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now, but I need you to listen. You're not in a very strong bargaining position. For some reason, you think you're going to call all the shots, and you're not. Okay? I want to see the email first where they not promised, but said you could move into that other unit. I want to see it. Axe, have her forward us that. And then we will call, once we see that, we will call them and tell them you're willing to pay every penny you owe if they move you into the next apartment. That's what we'll do. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Apple Air. In this heat, think Apple Air. That's air with an E, appleair.com. Family owned and operated since 1988. I knew Todd Terry back then, and I know him now. He and his 2 sons and his wife, family owned and operated, and of course some other people with great warranties and great service, especially in this heat. AppleAir.com.
The nation's number 1 drug court. Join the EPA's Rocky Mountain Field Division in fighting back
She made it sound like she's gonna like make all the.
But it's just like it's not her fault that she got behind 3 months.
Frank Duran, the realestateman.com will do your home, will sell it for more money and shorter than anyone else. That's what I'm going to tell you right now because he has stats to show it. And what I love about Frank is he does outbound marketing. He doesn't just take a listing and put it on multi-list and put a sign out. No, he does a lot of social and digital marketing to hundreds of thousands of people. He sells most of his own listings. He does house cleaning when appropriate for the listing. He will do staging and then outbound marketing. He sells, like I said, most of his listings, and he sells them quickly. He prices them, too, to get multiple offers and bidding wars. Why don't you check out Frank Duran under no obligation? Talk to him. He doesn't even hold you to a long-term contract. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. So anything new with you, Rod?
No, just working hard. Trying to.
Is business going well?
Pretty good.
Hard because of the interest rates or what?
That's a big deal, the interest rate right now, but it's been pretty good for me. Yeah, I'm seeing about 150 for a 25 with 13,000 miles at the auction for a G-Wagon.
Wait, 150? For one, how many miles?
About 13.
And it's a 25.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. Did you want Rhonda to send the email and then we'll get back with her and keep her on the line?
I want to see the line. I want to see the email first where they discussed it. Okay. What is it? What are the colors?
This one's black and this one's white and red.
Really?
Yeah.
Red interior.
Red interior. It's kind of a white. It's kind of a red white, red black kind of interior.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I like those.
I'm not really a big fan of the roof, but.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that too, actually.
Okay.
I love
Cool.
that too, Tom.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete and their
So will they put a price on that? Is they have to bid on that, or is that
That's a bid. No, that's a bid price.
So in other words, you could go higher.
Don't push the button.
In other words, that could go higher.
He just bought it.
Yeah, exactly.
In other words, that could go higher.
Yeah. But it shows nice.
No, I see.
See that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Do they usually, how's the bidding go? You put in a bid and
Yeah, and the highest bid gets it. It's about 2.5 hours before it shuts down.
it hasn't shown a lot of bids. It says 0 bids. Oh, so there's 0 bids. It
So
just
far,
started.
right, it just started.
But you have to, current, so they started a floor. Do they always sell?
Typically.
What would somebody, if they're going to get this at the auction, is this for dealers?
Dealers.
What would they hope to sell it for if they bought it for that?
You know, I think probably 155 would buy that car. $1,000 to get it here.
Where is it? Oh, you mean it's out. Okay, so
California. So I haven't seen snow.
Think we'll actually see snow this year? Snow?
Why not?
I hope so. I mean, we're hurting, man.
I love a couple weeks ago when Trump was yelling at Canada because of all their fires and whatnot, saying they haven't done good fire mitigation and this is all their fault, and he wants to
tariff them.
Right.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, if you actually look at the western United States right now,
Yeah, those are fires. Oh my God!
I've seen in Europe too. France has got a big problem.
Spain, yeah, it's all Spain.
That's the Western U.S. right now.
What, fires?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Europe's got big problems too.
Real.
France has got some issues.
Oh, it is. And I can see.
Amazing.
Where we at here? We were just talking about the Gold Mountain fire.
How many's going on in Colorado?
How many in Colorado?
Yeah.
At least 6 or 7. Depending on what size you want to call it.
Yeah.
I call all fire.
Well, there's a friend of mine. He lives in Rye. They were evacuated too. But he did fire mitigation all summer on his property. He went around like 20 acres and picked up every branch, everything.
It was just Colorado.
Oh, really?
And his property wasn't touched. The fire blew through.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I remember when they were talking about, what state was it? California. Remember that? They didn't done any mitigation for years. Years.
This is the problem.
Hello, Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So we have a lot of people in the house, and I just want to briefly tell you about what I was going to tell you about the nuisance abatement. As I said, before they could take any car, whether it was borrowed from somebody and that person who owns the car was totally innocent, they could sell it out from under you. They said the civil case had nothing to do with the criminal case. So even if the arrest was bogus or by mistake, or they found the guy that really did it and the person driving your car was totally innocent or even never charged, they could still keep your car simply because they stopped it. I swear to you. Even if they arrested you on suspicion and then later on found the real culprit and your charges were totally dismissed, if you were driving that car, they could sell it and keep it. And the reasoning, when I talked to the city, I talked to the attorneys in the city, and their reasoning was that the civil case has nothing to do with the criminal case. Now they've made it so there must be a criminal charge before forfeiture. There must be a criminal charge, and there must be a conviction, or the vehicle goes back. And if it's an innocent owner, there is a process for them to get their vehicle and other property. I'm talking about motor vehicles now, but it extends to other property. So they have taken steps to make it better. Okay. And I am really, it's not perfect, but it is way better. So now innocent owners of property confiscated have a path to get them back. And there must be a criminal charge. They cannot do a civil forfeiture alone. Mark, what's happening with you, Mark? Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Oh, hey there, Tom. I just wanted to make you aware of a possible scam. I got a call less than an hour ago. He said he was from the Denver Sheriff's Office, and they sent me a summons.
Right. And you have to pay, or they're going to come and arrest you, right?
Yep, and they sent me an information deck where you have to sign on to a kiosk, and they want, cash for a bond. But anyhow, it was a local number. You call it a couple times, it just goes to a recording, and then when you call it like a fourth or fifth time, it says the number is no longer in service.
How much do they want from you?
He didn't say. Once I started asking him some detailed questions, and I thought it was a scam, then he just hung up. He said he was going to transfer me to the original guy that called, because the guy that I got a hold of and the guy that left the voicemail were two different guys. And he says, I'll transfer you right away. And then he just hung up and never called back.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us know. That's one of many where they call and scare you. They say it was either failure to appear or some kind of civil charge. And what's really funny, the way they want you to pay. Now, I've never heard of the kiosk thing. Is this a digital kiosk they wanted you to pay at, or what?
They just sent you like an information deck with like 4 or 5 images, and then at the very bottom it says, one moment here, it says understanding your kiosk deposit, obtaining funds in cash, and then it just gives you all these directions on how you're going to take cash and go pay some sort of bond to the sheriff's department. So you have to obtain a BTC certificate at this supposed kiosk, but they don't really tell you where the kiosk is. I don't see a website or anything.
I think sometimes
it sounded very.
Yeah. Well, it is a scam. First of all, sheriff's departments don't call about warrants and tell you to pay over the phone or how to pay. So thanks for letting us know, Mark. There are so many variations of scams right now, but there are a ton of scams. I'm serious.
Well, I wonder if these kiosks, because I looked at when he said BTC certificate, I looked it up, and that's related to Bitcoin. So I wonder if they're sending them over to Bitcoin
that's
kiosks.
What they're going to do. They're going to send them over to a Bitcoin. Anyway, did you know that there are days, according to Gas Buddy, or is it called Gas Buddy? That there are, Gas Buddy. There are better days to buy gas. Now, I don't know that. Do they actually price for the week? The cheapest days nationwide to buy gas, they pick. Now, what do you think? Now, hold on. They say the best prices for buying gas. What do you think would be the days? They did a nationwide survey. Gas Buddy, I mean, they do pretty accurate surveys, that's for sure. But I don't understand why. And they found that day-to-day pricing really varies according to the state. One of the worst offenders is Florida. Texas is one of them. Colorado doesn't do so much of it, but they do some of it depending on the brand. I'm not going to go over all of those. But overall, they did a survey and found there are certain days, and one is the best day. What would you say is the best day with the cheapest prices?
Middle of the week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Just the opposite.
Really?
They say the most expensive days are Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as they're gearing up for the weekend. And they know there will be more driving, so what they want to do is hit you up. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, typically the most expensive days, and the cheapest day of the entire week is Sunday. According to their national survey, Monday is next best. So Sunday and Monday, they say Tuesday is, could be either or, just beware. And Saturday is either or. So Tuesday and Saturday are kind of like murky. But they said definitely avoid Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if you can. That is interesting. And again, they do it by survey. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Gravina's has 50 lines of windows to choose from, so you may find one for you for sure. Plus, siding and doors. They've been around 65 years, 950 West Evans, Gravinas.com.
Denver's talk station and iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we've got a crash right now on I-70 westbound right at Kenya. Looks like right in the block and is backed up with power. Definitely, if you're heading through that area, keep to the left to get around that. Kenya's running a little heavy also making the verge on I-70. Got some slowing southbound 225 down around Colfax. We're still seeing a little bit of traffic coming up out of the tech center, in and out of downtown. It's been a little busy along with about like 270 heading out of Commerce City. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Monty Montgomery, producer of Our American Stories. In our next episode, we'll share the forgotten story of one of the most important turning points in Abraham Lincoln's life, a frontier wrestling match. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
A lot of people want to be a landlord as part of their investment portfolio and their financial planning. And if you want to be a landlord, go with Vestera Turnkey because they specialize in finding great rentals for you around the country in great markets where there is strong economy and there is a strong rental market and strong equity growth. Okay, now you can wait till August 22nd to find out all the secrets. That's when they're going to have a seminar in the DTC area. Go to this website to find out more, but call them and find out everything you want first. to see if the seminar is something you want to pursue. So call them. They'll talk to you on the phone, or you don't even have to go to the seminar. But if you're interested in getting in touch with Vestera Turnkey, here it is, mybiggestrureturn.com. mybiggestrureturn.com.
Is there anything fun going on this weekend? Is there anything fun going on this weekend?
It's too hot again this weekend.
God, I hate doing shit when it's really hot out.
100 degrees.
The festivals, the
yeah,
sidewalk things,
exactly.
all dreadful. And what I can't believe is when I see these people on the sidewalk parts eating outside. Jesus Christ. How do they do that?
Restaurants and stuff,
and they're eating hamburgers and fries.
I can handle the cold okay, but I actually handle the heat better. This does not bother me at all.
Really?
No.
No, heat doesn't bother me since chemo more than ever because I can keep my AC on 80 and I'm comfortable. But
now he's an old Florida man. He's keeping it on at 80 degrees.
But outside,
really air conditioning when it's set at 80.
Outside, I feel really, really warm if I'm doing activities. But I don't mind it either since chemo. Since chemo, I became I am very sensitive to. Very sensitive.
Schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 720-927-3227 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 720-927-3227.
With that fan you've got in the house, keeping it at 80, do you even have to run the AC?
I don't often have to run it, except for my daughter. She's a pain in the ass. She's a real pain in the ass. She wants cold. But I don't live there, so I only use that for business, basically.
They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Right now, we can all use some extra cash. So why not visit David Ellis Jewelry to cash in your old useless tangled jewelry, coins, and anything else containing precious metals. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I recommend David Ellis Jewelry because I've known David for years. I trust him. You can too. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Peyton. 303-32.
I got a question for you. Is oil, meaning that bought a Land Rover, and when I dropped it off at the store to get the inspection, they said it needs an oil change, and it was close to $400. I'm thinking, and he says it's a special blend that they have. I'm thinking, isn't oil?
What year is this?
Well, I mean, it may be like
18. Which
maybe
model?
030 or 040. You know, so it's different than the standard 520s and 020s, just being a little bit more, but
not $300.
Not 9 times the price.
Right.
What was the model on this thing?
Velar.
2.0 or 3.0?
It's the 3.0. Supercharged V6.
I'm just looking up to see what it is they're calling for.
I couldn't believe it.
The 020 meeting the specs of ST.
Yeah, pretty standard oil.
So basically, they see that Land Rover coming. They go, "Okay, we already know he's an idiot."
And expects to pay a lot.
We already know he's a moron. Somebody already conned him into buying that goddamn thing.
Well, that buyer might be me. Excuse me.
Well, we're giving you the opportunity to make a smart decision here.
This is the time right now.
Life is full of this.
How about a scientist?
147?
Chemistry?
Wow.
Who teaches that? Teachers today
I'll have to take a look at that. Is it the same combo?
Ways to instill lessons.
What do you say?
Pizza's here.
I know
it's loud.
Great things in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise.
Yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. 13,000? But that was 8,000 that you found, right?
Yeah, this one is, there's another one for 12,000. Hi, Tom Martino here, and it is car day. We welcome you to the show. All you have to do is give us a call if you want a problem, question, or complaint answered. And we've been talking about buying gas. Do you have any hacks for buying gas? I think, look, you're never going to... How much do you actually save? A few pennies here and there? Do you ever notice more than a few pennies
I think
difference?
it's more by neighborhood than anything, because there's certain parts in town...
Do you think zip code pricing?
I don't know if it's zip code or competition, depending on who's on the opposite corner. Because there's definitely areas, where I live that are 20 cents different from one, a couple miles away.
So, Rodney, JFR Cars, what are people buying? What are people looking for when they come? What's the most common vehicle? An SUV of some kind?
SUVs of
Gotta get closer, bro. Yeah,
SUVs of all sizes, but it's that mid size that I see, which is the RAV4s, the Rogues, even that Land Rover.
Is anyone buying? Are any sedans selling anymore?
They're not even making sedans, most of them.
Yeah, most of the domestic car makers don't even have a sedan anymore. Lincoln doesn't have one. Chevy doesn't have one.
So they're all crossovers.
Buick doesn't have one.
Yep.
Ford doesn't have one. No,
so you just can't buy a regular
Imports
car.
do.
What about like Bentleys? Are they crossovers too? And those exotic ones?
Sure, yeah.
Well, they make one.
They make one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very attractive, but they definitely make one.
Okay, now on tires. I can't believe when I saw, and this is from Consumer Reports when they did their testing, their top picks are almost all, what would you think, the brand? Think of it.
Michelin.
Exactly.
Yep.
Why do you say that?
They're the best.
Are they
the
truly
best.
the best?
Yeah, there's a saying 50% of a Michelin is better than 100% of another tire.
Why is it that Michelin are why are they so good?
They wear hard and they have good traction, which is a combo you normally don't get. If you have good traction, you don't have good wear.
And they love the Michelin Defender as the top tires. Now, there are some that I'm trying to find one. Listen, Michelin Pilot, Michelin Defender, Michelin this, Michelin that. Michelin. Now, I'm trying to find that's the big cars, the mid-sides, and now going down to, I'm trying to find, one that made the list, one that made the top 10 list, Continental. What are they? Are they pretty good? In fact, Continental made a few.
They come OE on several cars.
So Michelin, then Continental, and then something called Nokian.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Korean tires, yeah.
Nokian, really? Yep. Nokian, Nokian, Nokian.
Great winter tire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great winter tire.
Yeah,
and they're not as pricey at all.
So as far as tires, if you're looking, they say you cannot go wrong with Michelin, and they actually last the way that they rank them. You know.
Yeah, if you got a 60,000 mile Michelin, you'll get 60,000 miles. Yes.
And the prices aren't that bad. They go up to 200. They go from about 200 to 275.
They're more than some, but yeah, you get what you pay for.
And then Hankook is a good value they're talking about. I've never heard of it's Kinergy, Hankook Kinergy. I've never even heard of those. Read a
popular brand. Yeah.
And then Pirelli, they say, is okay. These are for values for all season. Pirelli, that's a pretty popular name.
Mm-hmm.
What are let's better than that? What are the crap tires? If we had to pick crap tires,
Chinese.
There are a lot of Chinese brands. They even have funny names like Good Ride as opposed to Goodyear. Things like that. Yeah.
So as far as tires go, you're always safe with Michelin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Got a transmission question. Do you wait until a transmission fails to have it rebuilt, or can you go by mileage? The guy's afraid he's going to be stranded on his Ford pickup. He's got 160,000 miles.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Are you serious? Even on 160,000 miles?
I mean, seriously, I mean, you may open up the pan and find reason to get in there, but just
so you wait for failure.
Generally, you'll wait for failure. Yeah, I mean, at least 99% of your consumer will.
Keep your regular services. Your flushing or whatever you do.
Your maintenance. Do that every 3 years, 36,000 miles.
Is that it really? That's all you have to do. 3 years, 36,000.
3 years, 36,000
unless there's
miles.
an issue.
Yeah, and then we do a conventional service. I'm not a big fan of the flushes. We've talked about that in the past. So if you're doing a regular maintenance like that, there's no reason to ever do a flush. But there's other vehicles out there. He might get 300, 400,000 miles out of that transmission just because it's common to hear about transmission failure. Doesn't mean everyone fails.
So it's not something like a timing belt that might break and cause interference where you want to do it according to the manufacturer. There is no really mileage to say, hey, now's a good time to do the transmission.
Exactly. No, I mean, if he's nervous about it, he can get it done, but he's possibly throwing good money to bad.
Then what are some of the things, if you had to go with this, Kevin, do it before it breaks, what would they be, like on time and on mileage?
Well, basic maintenance. I mean, hoses is the biggest thing for me. While you're doing oil change, my guys, they're religious about checking radiator hose, especially when it's this hot. They stress.
Okay.
I'd much
what
rather
about belts? Is that something you would ever do?
And a belt.
On mileage?
that kind of goes hand in hand. You just check conditions.
So what would apply to if it ain't broke, don't fix it, other than transmissions? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, things like water pumps, radiators of that sort, you wouldn't change those just because.
So you wait for failure. Starters, things like that.
Alternators.
But as far as maintenance items, hoses, belts, spark plugs.
Yeah, you want to do those before failure. Because a blown hose on the highway can lead to a blown head gasket and engine damage.
Has technology, it touches every part of the car. Have we come up with better spark plugs yet? Are spark plugs all made the same? Is there anything special to look for anymore in spark plugs?
Well, most of them anymore, they're using iridium for the tip, so it's much more refined spark than it was 20 years ago was copper.
And they are lasting longer.
They are lasting longer.
Hey, Axe, did that woman send the email to us? She was going to send us an email where they promised to move her.
Yes, I see it. I'm sending it to you
now. Good. I'll take a look at it during this break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney I hope you never need, but he's there to help you at any time. All you have to do is call him. There's no obligation, and he can get started on your case in the very first phone call, 303-597-4500.
What about the closed unit on the transmissions?
What about them?
Oh, the lifetime?
Yeah.
He doesn't
There's
like
no
those.
such thing as lifetime.
That's not what the dealer told me.
Only your prostate.
Only your prostate.
Producer of Our American Stories. In our next episode, Bill Corr, former mountain muscle in Kansas City, shares the story of his miraculous redemption. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
I got a Fuller, right? Hey, as I was telling you about John Fuller, you can call him at the first sign of trouble. There's nothing to lose, free legal advice, and if he takes the case, it's on contingency, a small percentage. Now listen to this. You may think you have no case. He'll talk to you about your case right up front. In fact, if you decide to go with Fuller, he can start right at the very first phone call. And he can be your accident attorney. And by the way, you know, big firms take on hundreds of cases and pick the cream of the crop. John takes a few cases by choice so he can devote his personal attention. You will get his cell phone that you can call or text at any time. His goal is to get you back to pre-accident condition and get you paid for everything you've lost. That's John Fuller's commitment. Personal and direct. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
We help you have a guaranteed retirement that protects you for the pizza.
I didn't make it.
Thanks,
you don't want me cooking.
All right, thanks for not.
It's like when my doctor asked me the other day, "Do you smoke?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, all the time. Briskets and ribs and."
You got a pretty good rib.
I like them. Wife likes them. I've never had any complaints on them.
Then it's a good deal. Then
yeah. So we do them different. You know.
Do you marinate overnight?
Do I marinate? I usually use a dry rub.
Okay.
And then you know, sometimes we'll do sauce, sometimes not. Sometimes we do party ribs.
Okay.
So that's handy, especially if you have a lot of people.
That's. Are you putting it in the oven though on the party ribs, aren't you? Or
I'm
you just put in the big pan?
No, I'm smoking them.
Okay.
Just, you get them smoked, you get them up to about 160, 165. Okay. And then you go ahead and put them inside the pan with whatever sauce you want, and maybe some butter, maybe a little bit of brown sugar. Cover them up for a little bit, and then if you want some more smoke into the sauce, you pull the foil off the top.
What are you using? A Traeger?
Side burner. Side burner.
Oh, you work hard. You're one of the originals.
It gives me an excuse to go outside and drink. You can tell your cook by, you know, this was a 6-pack cook, this was a 12-pack cook.
And the quality either goes up or down.
Yeah, well, the way. Usually by the time you get toward the end of the 12-pack, that's when the wife's going, "How much longer?" But you can do them on your Traeger and whatnot, if that's what you're using. The nice thing about doing party ribs, I mean, you can do 2 full racks and you're done in 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah. I love my Traeger because of the convenience.
You set it and forget it.
Yeah, but it's not that smoker, real deep smoke taste to it that you get with
wood.
Mm-hmm. Or
You
charcoal.
do a lot of smoking, don't you?
Whenever I can, it's usually just up on the hill because I really don't have time at the house. So when we're up at the cabin, I'll smoke up there.
What's the minimum smoke time for something? I mean, it's not like something you do for a meal. You have to do way ahead of time, right?
It depends on what you're doing. We were just talking about doing party ribs. You can have 2 racks done, and you can have 2 racks done in 2.5, 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
So,
I think that'd be, but that's still a long time.
Well, it's the same thing you'd be doing with the ribs in the oven. If you're going low and slow, you don't want to cook them too fast.
Oh.
You can do salmon in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We do it like
There's a lot of appetizers, you know, like cream cheese and whatnot. That's what, hour?
Yeah.
So.
Cream cheese.
Oh yeah, cream cheese is awesome on the smoker.
Cold smoke.
No, I do a hot.
Do you hot?
Yeah.
It doesn't melt?
So no, it's not real cheese.
No, that's true.
So I mean, you want to score it, and then you can spice it with whatever.
What do
you
you do with it?
It's like crackers or whatever, and you dip it in there. You can cover it with anything you want.
Put some chili sauce on it with smoked cream cheese.
Yeah,
really
or use dry rubs on it. But
and it picks up that smoky.
Yeah, you want to score it on top because otherwise it'll pretty much blow up on you. So it'll swell up and everything else. And then it comes off. It's good cold, but it's best when it's warm. And you can do it savory or sweet. And
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. Let's talk to Chris who has a car question for our guys. Go ahead, Chris. What's going on?
Yeah, I have a 2004 truck, and I've never done a antifreeze flush. I read someplace on the internet that it might put stress on this system.
Did you say a 2000?
2004.
Oh, 2000. And you've never done, have you done any maintenance on the cooling system?
No, sir, I haven't.
Wow, my God.
Well, probably change a hose or something.
21
in 20 years. You know, that
Or
the
20
antifreeze would have been changed.
22 years.
Yeah.
Come on. So, Chris, you've done nothing for you. You've added coolant, right?
Yes, sir, I've added some coolant throughout the years.
What do you think, guys?
And how many miles are on this thing?
61,000.
So you don't drive?
Not much.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
It would not hurt it to flush the coolant.
It won't hurt.
No.
If you want to get a good gauge on it, if you've got a digital voltmeter, you can actually put it down into the antifreeze and see if you're picking up an electrical charge, and that'll tell you.
Both probes in there.
You put both probes in there, and if you're picking up any sort of voltage, you definitely want to
You
change
don't
that.
want them to touch, but yeah. Just,
obviously. So what does that do? It picks up an electrolytic reaction.
They will actually, antifreeze will actually start making its own electricity,
and then
when
it's going to rot away your radiator.
Your radiator, it'll rot away your block, it'll rot away your
water
heads.
heater, core, everything. Yep.
Chris, man, I can't believe you've gone that long. You've never had any other issues at all. It just add coolant.
Yeah, it has 61,000 miles on the truck, and I've never done anything to it in the coolant end of it.
How
Just
often do you change your oil?
I change it once a year. I use synthetic, and I only change it once a year because I only put on like 2,000 miles a year.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
I would just wait till you have some other service like a hose or something, and then you can change your antifreeze.
Yeah, but get your antifreeze done, though, Chris. Thanks. Ryan, welcome to the show. Ryan, what's going on?
Hey, quick question. I inherited a 67 Mustang, fantastic shape. Problem is getting underneath it. The transmission looks like it's got fluid coming out all over the place. I call around a few shops, and boy, I've gotten every kind of thing from it's a $4,000 to a $5,000 fix to could be a couple of seals. And I've just seen if you guys had a recommendation on who to go see.
Jeff, what do you think?
Well, we've actually stopped taking on the antiques and classics. So it's something that's been terribly difficult to get parts on. And when you do find them, they're very, very expensive in a lot of cases. But,
I think A1 budget
if
A1.
A1's doing them, that would be a good source.
Yeah.
At very least, it's, until somebody looks at it, you don't exactly know where it's leaking. But at very least, I would probably say you're due for at least a reseal. Now, that being said, once those things come out, 80% of reseals turn into overhaul for one reason or another. So just keep yourself prepared for that.
Budget A1, do you know what we're talking about on Santa Fe? It's budget A1 transmission and auto repair.
Okay, yeah. I'm up north in Brighton, but I could definitely, I want to get to somebody.
Oh, wait. No. If you're up north in Brighton, near Loveland or in Loveland, there's Hands On Auto Tech, Tom Maggio. You'll love him. Hands On Auto Tech.
Hands On Auto Tech. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll like them. They're up north, and he's a really good guy.
Yeah, and we put something out on Facebook. I don't know why, but what's his name? Jollop?
Oh my God, you did not. You're just trying to piss me off. Is that right? Ryan?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know that. He knows because he was going to get me going, man. Jolliffe. Oh my God. This Jolliffe guy, holy crap, has he ripped off a ton of people. And he keeps surfacing. But notice how people, where they go for their prey, social media, Facebook Marketplace, or Nextdoor. That's where, you're going to pick up ripoffs. Now, I'm not saying everybody on there is a ripoff, but they seem to have more than their share because, and then that's also a place where people can do fake reviews. Now, this, I'm trying to find this mail here. She said she was, did you send it to me, Axe? Because I don't seem to have anything from you. Okay, hold on. Don't send it again. Let me look at it here, see if I found it. Okay, I found it. So this is, she's saying she had an email that promised her another appointment. And it says, thank you for your email. This is, hello, Rondalyn. I understand your situation and appreciate you keeping me informed. However, I want to clarify that we are unable to provide a letter promising or guaranteeing a unit transfer. This is just the opposite, because all transfer requests are subject to management approval and must meet qualification requirements at the time of review. Well, she's 3 months behind in rent. We cannot make any commitments or insurances in advance. This is exactly the opposite. They're saying we can't make any commitment whatsoever. I mean, if you are interested in transferring, you are welcome to submit a new request. And when your account is in good standing and your transfer qualifications have been met, okay, that's the answer. She's 3 months behind in rent. Her account is not in good standing, and they're not going to move her to another apartment until she gets this one straightened out. More coming up. That was like
delusional. Yeah.
That is like just the opposite of what she told us.
They want her out.
Mm-hmm.
They want her out.
I'd want her out if she was 3 months behind.
If she goes to another apartment, they check on her previous history. She's not going to get
But
another
she's
apartment
trying to
anywhere.
put it out there that she's behind because they didn't move her.
Right.
It's not her fault she didn't pay rent for 3 months. If
Right.
they would have moved her, everything would have been fine.
Right.
It's like, well, you didn't have the money 3 months ago, whether it was here or here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, that's not my fault. There's a generation, they just don't want to be responsible for nothing.
I don't know. Well, she doesn't sound younger, man.
That's true. I had a whole week of it with customers. Warranty company said a customer, and she was explaining what was going on with the car. And I have a bad habit, since she put it, of asking too many questions. It's like, well, if I don't understand what's wrong with the car, how am I supposed to fix it? Well, you guys are just too rushy.
Too rushy.
Too rushy.
Never heard that one before.
I hadn't heard that one either. I said, well, I don't have 30 minutes.
It's like, have you seen the size of me, lady? I don't rush through anything.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can trust you guys anymore or something to that effect. So I just handed her her keys.
I told you about the one I had.
Like, what do you mean? This is where they told me to bring it. And I'm telling you, if you don't trust this, I don't want your car here.
Right.
You can just see the problems from a mile away.
Right.
You can go somewhere else.
Yeah, I told you the one.
Keys and go?
No.
Did I tell you about the one that I had? We built the trans, and then he went and had the truck tuned. So we built this thing back in April, and we built it up into, does it have a tune on it? No. Okay.
So you weren't anticipating a tune?
No. So he goes, okay, so this is, and we told her how we were going to build it. And we put some heavy duty parts in it, and so on and so forth. This is going to complement everything. It's going to work better. Then he goes out and has a custom tune done. And at least if you're going to do that, just do the motor. But no, the guy went after the transmission, so it screwed everything up. Right? And I'm arguing with the guy. It's a bad tune. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the tune. You guys fucked something up. We ended up taking it apart, inspecting everything. Okay, maybe we can defeat this tune by doing this, and this, because we don't do custom tuning. Yeah. Couldn't get around this thing, and we battled this truck. Oh shoot, well over a month, in and out of the shop. Finally, I decided, you know what? I can't trust sending him back to the original tuner. He's the one that fucked this thing up. So we ended up reaching out to two places. They were very, very helpful. Sent us files and whatnot so we could download them. Took about 5 different files altogether, just doing tweaks and whatnot to get this thing, and it's working great. And then throws an electrical code like 2 weeks later. And it's an electrical problem, and he's pissed off and everything else. It's gotten to the point that when this truck pulls up, you can just see everybody's shoulders go down, their heads go back. It's after, fine. You know what? Okay, I can hand them a check. I don't want to see you again.
Yeah. No, and that's why people are like, what do you mean you won't? I said, I do no modifications whatsoever. Zero. Nada. But this is, I looked this one up. This is neat. I said, then you do it. You know, wants to upgrade brakes from an Xterra to a Titan.
No.
You know, that kind of, it's like, it's a great idea. No, thank you.
Yeah, I've done a couple in the past where we've done conversions, you know, like automatic to stick or vice versa. And they go, well, they can make this kit. I don't care who makes what kit. I got news for you. None of this stuff is ever plug and
But
play.
it's even like the aftermarket for auto bodies, like the Holly, what was their Viper or Panther or something, you know, for high performance on the 5.7 Chevy, you know, with the throttle body.
Right, the old spider web.
Yeah, they convert that to the Holly, and you got to, you know, this and that. I don't know, how do you troubleshoot that car? I mean, it's just, so modifications? No, not interested. Not even in the least.
Yeah, I mean, even, you know, today's shift kits, they're not even, it's not like when we were kids when you wanted to bark the tires on your Turbo 350.
Yeah.
That's not what they're for anymore.
No.
Was this guy who brought that tranny in? Was he trying to get better fuel efficiency, or was it a performance thing? On the
It was trying to make his dick bigger thing. He wasn't blessed with it, so he had to try to buy it. And you know what? It's almost always the Dodge guys. Almost every time.
See that?
That was the first part that I missed.
I didn't have a caller for 45 minutes, probably.
Really?
There haven't been many.
That's about the time I came in here.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was gonna hold my stuff because it was really, I had Mark in mind when I did my stuff, but then we were talking about all this stuff that I did, so I gave Tom a copy, and I didn't give you one because you weren't here. But if he wants to talk about it, you know, leasing versus buying and high mileage leases and all that. So Ed Safko called in just when we needed a caller.
Oh, Ed called? I can't remember what he looks like, but
Well, you don't see him on the phone. Doesn't matter what he looks like.
No, but I'm trying to remember. Why do I know Ed Safko?
He used to work at JFR, and he's a general manager at Landmark.
Oh, Ed. Okay.
Yeah.
You said his whole name. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Does Ed help? You know,
Who worked at JFR?
I only know Ed.
Last name kind of screws you up.
It threw me off. I'm thinking, who's Ed Safko?
Usually it helps.
You should have said Ed at JFR. That would have been my answer.
You need to give me directions on how I...
Next time you know how to address it.
Do you know something I found out from a guy that works in the industry? Drones are 98% of all drones. We think we know what they're for. Is for the defense departments. All over the world, drone warfare is becoming like major. They're building drones to go after drones. They're building drones to net drones and crash them with warheads on them because they don't want to shoot them down because the warhead will still come down in the city. So they're making casting nets that will actually grab drones.
Who's the biggest supplier?
Oh, there's companies you know, like one called Average. There's companies we know.
China.
Oh, really?
China.
You think so?
Yeah.
They use all the kids at the Nike plant when they got their days off.
I thought it was the Apple.
Apple, well, they got an Apple too, you know.
The apple tree.
That's when they get furloughed. So.
Wait for the ones to escape. They figure they're the motivated ones.
Well, if they're going to run, you don't want to put them in a shoe factory.
Welcome to the show. What's going on in your life? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Call us with any car issue or basically any issue at all, if you have a problem, a question or complaint, someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off, if you want us to review a car deal, if you already made the car deal, we'll even review it with a hindsight to say where you went wrong if you did, or if you have a great deal. We'll evaluate your car deal. We have JFR Cars with us, a car dealer. We also have Sheridan Auto Tech, and we have Kimmer Transmission. And that's Jeff Vick Kimmer and Kevin Calkin with Sheridan, and Rod Greer and Bob Perry with JFR Cars. I'm going to go to our texting and get our car questions. And if you have any, give us a call, 303-713-TALK. Let me find them. Car questions here. Oh, okay, here they are. All right. Rodent damage. Is there anything to prevent rodents from doing damage? And where would you get rodent damage? I suspect, Kevin, they're talking wiring, right?
Correct. Yep.
So how do you keep rodents away?
Well, I mean, the extreme and the expensive way is you wrap the wiring harness with a rodent-proof, material.
Do they actually have rodent-proof material?
It's metal impregnated,
so wherever there's wiring,
when there's wiring exposed or under the hood where they're going to make a nest, if you will, you wrap it. Other thing, we've heard it works in scents. You use a dryer sheet or peppermint oil, different things.
Peppermint oil. Mm-hmm. In fact, that came up when we were talking about houses, because a lot of people assume winter is the time for mice infestation, but just as many mice infiltrate the house during good weather. In fact, a lot of them do. And I had an article here about it. And in fact, they say that you should mouse-proof your house. And one of the ways they say peppermint really works.
Mm-hmm. It does. But it's not just mice. In cars, it's a lot of squirrels we see.
And rabbits.
They get up in there and they're building nests. And it's a lot of import cars use a different coating on the wires, and it actually is attracted to them. We'll have the same car come in more than once for the same damage on the same
Well,
place.
they use soy inside the materials to make the insulation.
So actually, because of the breeding, this is what they say, mouse populations growth start low in February, start climbing to a max in July. So this is actually the worst month for rodents. And that goes for mice and rats. Now, I'm not sure about the others you mentioned, squirrels and what else did you mention? Rabbits. Oh, rabbits, yeah.
Yep.
They can crawl up inside a car?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
And you'll find them more during the winter months.
Okay.
They'll get up there inside the engine compartment when it's still warm.
Then what happens if somebody starts it up?
Then you have rabbit stew.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you seen?
Yeah.
You have.
Cats get in there. I mean, it's not good. Yeah.
Anyway, so July is a bad time, and to deter them, we actually got off topic here, but truly, people say that that it really does work. Peppermint. I wonder why. Actually, hold on. I just looked this up. I had looked this up before, and they gave us some recommendations. When somebody talked to me about this before, I just looked up in my records. They say trapping works best, but it doesn't keep them away. Trapping only traps them as they get there. They say sealing entry points, but in a car you can't do that. They're talking about a house there. And then trapping them, again, that's a temporary measure because they're still going to come. What you want to do is try to prevent them from coming. So the number one is peppermint oil, 15 to 20 drops on cotton balls, and place them throughout. God, that's a pain in the ass. I would have fixed something kind of semi-permanent in my car, like a little holder, so the cotton balls wouldn't fly all over the place. Like a little, either a netting or some kind of plastic grid, like they do with scent balls.
If you've got your vehicle garage, though, as long as you keep them out of the garage, they're not going to get into the car.
That's true. Spearmint, they say, works. Cinnamon, not so much. Clove oil can work, and eucalyptus can work. They say ammonia, despite what people think, no. Now, here's another one you might want to try. I've never heard of this, but you're a hunter. Maybe you know this. I'll tell you what, Jeff. They say, where the hell are you going to get bobcat urine? Can you buy it?
Yeah, you can buy it.
Well, no, you can't.
Yeah, you can buy all sorts of scents. You can get coyote urine. You can get bobcat urine. You can get skunk scent. You can get all sorts of scents.
Why would I buy
as a hunter
bobcat piss?
Because you're going to make noise out in the woods. You also have your own scent. Okay, so if you can disguise your scent as something that's not threatening, then...
But bobcats are threatening.
Typically not seeing anything larger than a young fawn. The bobcat's not going to go after a full-size deer in those cases.
So you're saying it covers up the human scent.
It covers up the human scent.
And
so most people
do you
use
rub
something
yourself
like...
with it?
you use it as cologne.
You do not. Oh, come on. You're just lying.
Now I'm going to have to bring some in. And guess what? We're going to
bobcat pee all over you.
You put your
you splash it on yourself.
You can go get dough and estrus.
What is that?
That's dough and heat.
Oh, my God. So, but seriously, now I really want to know this. I'm going to talk to Warren. Warren, he says that he douses himself with piss when he goes hunting. I find that hard.
I said it's available. I didn't say I do it.
Oh, Warren, what's going on with you, man?
Well, number one, don't douse yourself with pee.
No.
But there's a thing, you can get it on Amazon. It's called Grandpa Gus. And it's little pouches you put in vehicles, and farmers use it in their tractors and stuff like that. And my sister in Nebraska swears by it.
It's called Grandpa
Gus.
Gus. What is it? Old people smell?
It's a mixture of peppermint oil and some other stuff. They're little pouches.
Okay. Yeah, I can buy that. I just wonder, I'll tell you what, it can be deadly. Thank you, Warren. It can be deadly in a airplane. I mean, yeah, did you have something to say?
In my camper, and they have no problem now.
All right, well, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Let's talk to, hey, Kevin. What about you, Kevin? What's happening?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. What sense do you use? Common sense.
I don't use any because they don't work. I hunt coyotes. I hunt coyotes, and you will never fool a dog's nose. A whitetail, an elk, no. It's a big gimmick.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do. It's out there, and there are plenty of guys who use them.
But Kevin, when you do use it, is it true you would buy the urine and just splash it on yourself?
No, that's probably more for trapping than anything. No, I'm telling you, scent killer does not work for the hunting that I do.
What do you think about? What do you think about them using scents like predator scents to keep rodents away?
No.
Oh, you don't think that works?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Look at.
Go ahead.
What are they going to do? I smell pee. What should I do? Should I run? No. They don't care.
Well, now, the theory here in this article was that they think the predators frequent the area because there's pee there, so they don't go there. Not true.
I don't believe so. Now, put it on the other hand, and you could use doe, white-tailed doe urine to attract, in season to attract a male. Now, I could understand that.
Oh.
But as far as a scent killer, for what I do for coyotes, I've seen coyotes smell me at 500 yards.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and now look at it this way, Tom. Let's say you go over to Colombia, right?
Yeah.
You grab a couple bags of cocaine, and you spray it down with bobcat urine, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think that dog or coyote, that canine dog, is not going to smell?
Oh, yeah.
That cocaine through that bobcat urine?
Yeah, but that's not what we were talking about, though. That's a whole different ballgame.
No, I know.
Yeah, we were talking about what do you do to cover up the human scent when you're hunting. And, again, I'm not getting too close to Jeff anymore, when I know he douses himself with piss. But
the constant touching was annoying anyway.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, what do you do to keep them away from your barn, your garage, your car, your airplane hangar? Thank God I've never had rodents in my hangar. I don't know, why would they go there? Don't rodents go where there's food, right? So if there's no food around. The warmth too, that's true. Now, ultrasonic repellers do not work. They just don't work. So if you're seeing all these on Amazon, they don't work. The natural, and this is a lot of people writing about this that have, say, tested it. Peppermint oil, clove, and eucalyptus. Those three. Peppermint, clove, and eucalyptus. Mice love garages, and they love going into insulation and what you just said, Rod, warmth.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to seal the gaps, and then if you have bird seed or anything that resembles food, you keep it in airtight containers that are shut up and closed. And then keep clutter off the floor. Now, I don't know what that has to do with anything. With vehicles, they say if you leave the hood open, it actually is less attractive for nests because it doesn't feel secure. I never even thought of that if you're storing.
That makes sense, but you're going to park your car with your hood up all the time?
No, of course not.
And you definitely have to disable the light.
Don't keep any food around, and place traps around the vehicle, not inside. And then, of course, move it around, they said. Peppermint pouches reduce exploration, but they are not guaranteed. So what they're saying is, for vehicles, for buildings, seal entry points. But in a car, you can't do that for the engine compartment. You can use snap traps, remove food, multiple traps placed correctly around a premises, peppermint, clove, eucalyptus, and then no ultrasonic devices. Bad dryer sheets, they say, don't work. And Irish Spring soap, they don't know who came up with it, but they say it's the worst. So anyway, those are the rodent fighters in your cars. Somebody wanted to know that, and that's how we got on the topic. So let me go back to these questions we had because they were asking about that. So hold on, car questions.
What about moths? Mothballs for snakes, I heard, around the premises of your house.
Snakes? What do you mean? Oh, like fake snakes?
No, garden snakes, any snake. I lived in Parker. We had an infestation of snakes in Parker.
Really?
And the neighbors were saying use mothballs.
Here's a question somebody has, Rodney. Why I was shopping for a vehicle and found the same exact car, and it actually ranged in price over a $4,000 range. How can that happen? I mean, are people, you just ask what you want and hope you get it? I mean, obviously you have that. I don't know if they're talking new or used, by the way. They didn't say.
Okay.
They said at a dealership. So with used, you just ask what you want. I mean, there could be a $4,000 difference.
Absolutely. You don't know what the dealer paid for it, so there's
or they just want to make money, more money.
Or that as well. Yeah,
but with MSRP, do people buy below MSRP anymore? Or is it MSRP? What is the going rate when you negotiate for a car?
Except for the exotic cars are the exception, but most cars can be negotiated below MSRP.
Okay, but if you get a very desirable exotic car, you're going to pay more.
You will always pay more. Always, like the new Corvette, you'll always pay more. The base ones are getting down to normal, but your exotic ones, the 4-wheel drive Corvette, the 1,200 horsepower Corvette, you're going to pay a premium for that.
And then and foreign cars as well?
Foreign cars as well. You'll always pay more for those exotic cars.
Okay, and somebody else wants to know about extended warranties. Okay, I think if you have to buy an extended warranty, I would do a factory extended warranty, but I wouldn't buy it at the time of the purchase. I would wait for the factory warranty to run out, and then they offer it to you. See, people think you got to buy it when you buy the car. You don't. And when you do, I can't believe people don't know this, but you end up having concurrent protection. So if you buy a 5-year warranty with a 3-year warranty, those first 3 years of redundancy there. Mm-hmm. And so really that's ridiculous because you're only getting 2 years out of that 5-year. When my daughter's vehicle warranty was up, the factory wrote to her, says, you want to extend it. That's the way to truly have an extended warranty.
Well, the other side of it, too, is that warranties tend to, you have to get your car inspected, though. At least ours. If you buy that warranty after the fact, you have to get the car inspected.
I didn't think that they were telling her that. Maybe I didn't look close enough.
Thank you.
Hoarding the cheese over there?
You know, this cheese is pretty good. I got to have it. We have to take it home with me.
Doc did that all the time.
Oh, did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You know what? You will get the best when you get Frank Duran to list your house. First of all, they know how to stage houses. He knows how to price them to get multiple offers, and he has proven that time and time again. You know, I was with him and doing my own condo at one time, and the neighbor listed theirs really high, and they were really upset with me that I did mine lower. And I actually ended up getting more money than he did. He had to come down in price, and what Frank did for me was priced it in such a way that we got multiple offers. Plus, he puts it out to thousands of prospective buyers. He does outbound marketing, staging, in some cases, house cleaning, whatever you need to get your house sold. He sells for more money and faster than the market average. He has stats to prove it. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
That'd be a great question to ask you guys on the warranties. How do you guys feel about it? I like selling warranties. I do.
They're so hit and miss. I mean, you saw what we went through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, other than the negotiation part of it.
It's just it's exhausting, though.
Right.
You can't bypass that.
No, you cannot.
I mean,
we raise our labor rate when we have to deal with warranty companies. Just to
Okay.
cover the extra time that we're going to be dicking around with these guys.
we're to the point where we're going to start charging at least an hour or two on top of everything
For the warranty? Okay. So you guys don't like them. But they do pay, though, right? Most of them.
But it's so arduous, and the burden is on us.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the worst things is the customer never has the flipping contract. You know, here's my contract. And this is the thing you filled out to buy the contract. It tells me who I can call, but it doesn't tell me what your contract is.
Well, that's when they call us. Hey, Rod, the contract that you sold me 5 years ago, can you give me the numbers on that?
And I know you know how to do that, but the idiots don't.
Right.
The problem is just call this number. I've used it before. They work just fine.
Right.
Okay, but inside the information that talks about your transmission, I need to see what's included, excluded, little zing words they're looking for me to trip up so that they can deny you.
Yep.
Right.
Because we try to avoid. We don't lie, but I don't embellish anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when you're in court. Just answer yes or no. Don't.
There's got to be certain companies though. You see it and you go, they pay.
There are
certain
some-
ones you go that they don't pay.
You know what? They all pay, but we have to compile all their service records and send them in a portal. We have to take pictures of the vehicle, pictures of the mileage, pictures of da-da-da-da-da.
Don't they usually send someone out to see it or not?
Shit, no, they don't send anybody.
Oh, they don't?
No, they'll send the adjuster after we do all this. Then we got to pull the car back in again, put it back up in the air, and show the adjuster what we just did 2 days ago.
United doesn't? You handled United.
They all do it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they all make you do it first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll actually call you back 3 days later because you haven't heard anything. It's like, well, yeah, the 18th picture you took is not clear.
Mm-hmm.
Retake that. It's like the car's not even here. The customer, that was 3 days ago.
Right,
So you got to
right.
get the car back in and take that picture again and send it to them.
But once you get it done, though, aren't you making a little bit more money per se?
More money? No.
No more.
No? Okay.
No, in fact, we would, would I trade that warranty for 3 retail brake jobs? In 3 seconds.
Don't the companies sometimes limit how much labor they'll pay per hour?
Some of them do, yep. And so we let the customer know that they're going to have to pay
We
the
had
rest
one
of it.
yesterday with $75 an hour.
Who does that?
This one did.
No, but I mean, who
who
charges that?
Nobody.
We just turn it to the customer.
Oh, just tell them you got to come up with the difference. Huh?
$1,200 ticket, they're going to pay $487 the rest of the year.
Wow.
Which way do you want to go? Yeah, I can't absorb it.
Right,
If
yeah.
you have a bad warranty, doesn't mean I got to do it for free.
Sure.
Yeah, no, the warranties are, like I said, and then when the adjuster comes out, he wants 15, 20, 30 minutes of you and your lift and your text time to go through all the tests. We had one guy wanted to witness the compression test.
Oh, seriously?
So we already did a compression test. Well, we need to do it again. Well, why did I do it the first time if you want me to do it while you're watching?
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have reasons to not pay, but, you know.
But that's what I'm talking about. Why should we
Well, see,
have 3 hours of our time tied up in it so the customer doesn't have to pay for the repair? You know, we work 10 times harder, and there's no, we're not reimbursed for that time.
No, and then we have, you have a bunch of them, like we talked about with Auto Shield and whatnot. They just send you used crap.
Yep.
They're just like, no, I'm not putting in your used crap. So the customer, I have to let the customer know right up front, you're going to have some money coming out of your pocket. Because we're either doing it right or we ain't doing it.
Right.
And then we have company Fidelity. I got to fight with them after the job was done.
Hey, Tom Martino here. It's car day, but you can call about anything you'd like. And we do have some car issues we're talking about now. One, in the beginning, we have Bob Perry over at JFR Cars, does a lot of leasing. And he did a lease of the same exact car over, and to give you an idea of what mileage does to a lease. Normally what you do, since you're paying for use of the car and the leaseor is guaranteeing the price at the end that they will buy it back so you never have to worry about being stuck with the car. And if it turns out that it's worth it, you can even buy it yourself. You have the choice. You can keep it or you can turn it back in. You're never at risk at being stuck with it. Some people at the end of residuals with great cars can actually sell them and make a profit. And Bob, there's nothing against the law on that, right, Bob? At the end, it's your choice. Either buy it or turn it back in.
Sure. The day you sign the contract, there's a number on there that's a purchase option number. You usually have a purchase option
for the future.
To guarantee it. It'll never change from the day you sign the paperwork.
Now, you did a lease on what kind of a car?
Toyota Tundra 2026.
A Toyota Tundra 2026.
Yep.
All right. So you did the lowest miles, which is 10,000, right?
Yes.
And 10,000 miles a year, what does that come out to?
So what I did, just to not mislead anybody, is I did apples to apples. So I used an MSRP and charged MSRP, which they probably wouldn't pay it. So I don't want people to go, well, I saw this truck advertised for less money. I'm doing a comparison. So the lease, the purchase, everything's based on MSRP. So just so it's fair.
Got it.
So I did a 72-month finance to compare with a 3-year lease with different mileage, 10,000, 15,000, 30,000, so you can see the difference in total dollars.
So let's talk numbers now.
Okay, so on the 10,000 mile a year lease, a 3-year pay, I use 5% sales tax too. That's Highlands Ranch. So I just kind of try to just be fair on all of it.
But the only thing is, you use the same numbers for everything, so that it's going to be a real comparison.
It's tilted the same way for everything. So the 3-year, 10,000 mile a year lease, at 5% sales tax, your payment is $802.07.
802.07 for 10. You'll own a Toyota. Is that any kind of lease reduction?
No, nothing. So a true lease only requires the first month's payment up front.
Okay, good.
The ones that you see advertised $49.99 down or whatever, that's to hit a certain payment. It's not required.
Okay,
but
got
that
it.
makes for a better ad.
So 809 to own that. Did you say 809? 802 to own that.
So if you finance that same truck for 72 months, your payment is $1,061.08 for 72 months. So what I've done there is I've taken the difference in the two payments, $1,061 versus $802, is $259.01 difference in payment for the first 3 years. So you're paying more on the purchase than you are on the lease for the first 3 years. So if
you're paying $9,324 more.
Correct. That's 36 times 259. So if you took I did an amortization schedule, so your estimated payoff at the end of 36 months is $34,878.70. So you need to add that $9,324.36 that you've already paid more in payments, comes to $44,203.06. Your 36-month residual is $42,618. So it's actually a little bit less. So, when you start comparing leasing versus buying, they're real close. But leasing, you get options. You have an end to the lease. You can turn it back in, where the purchase, like let's just say the market's not very good and you want to get rid of your car in 3 years, you have to deal with that $34,878.70 payoff and see if that, if you can sell it for that or you're upside down. The lease is done. You start over with another car.
Okay. And then how does I want to compare the lease payments, particularly here, on the different miles. So from 10,000 miles to 15,000 miles,
correct,
the lease payment goes from $802 to $851, basically.
Yes. And then the residual, of course, goes down because it's got more miles. It goes from 42,618 to 40,792.
But that shouldn't worry you at all if you're not, what different, why would I care about that residual going down?
Well, I mean, you don't care it today, but it's important in 3 years.
Right. Okay. But if I'm not going to keep the car anyway, let's say, then I don't care if the residual goes down.
No, but, again, we look at what's that car worth at the end of 3 years. If it's worth more than that, we'll take that equity and use it towards something. If it's worth less, you give it back.
Okay. So on the payment, so to hop up 5,000 miles, your payment goes up about $50.
Correct.
And then you did another one at, $30,000 a year.
Yep.
Now, at $30,000 a year, what are we talking about? A payment of?
So the payments are similar. The lease payment's $1,032.49. The purchase payment's $1,061.08.
But that's a purchase over 72 months.
Correct. And the lease is 36 months. Again, there's an end to it. And you're talking, you get 90,000 miles. So if you owned or bought that same vehicle and you're trying to sell a 3-year-old vehicle with 90,000 miles on it, people expect a deal because it's got a lot of miles. Where the lease, you're done. I mean, if it's not worth anywhere near that, you turn it in.
And is there any way at all, somebody just texted, where they can refuse to buy it?
Well, in every situation. So
no, with that the leaseor can say, I'm not going to pay you the residual?
Absolutely. I mean, so that's the benefit. It's called a closed-in lease with a fixed purchase option. So that's what we look at is what's a car worth compared to what they think it was going to be worth. If it's worth less, and as long as you're in line with the miles that you said you were going to drive, and you don't have excessive wear and tear, so you can have bald tires.
They have to buy it back.
Yeah, I mean that's
what they ask.
And if it was in an accident, you have a bad Carfax, they don't penalize you for that. Give it back to them. Let them take the loss.
So it's a guaranteed buyback.
100%.
Okay, yes. So Texter, that is a guarantee. I think even if you go excessive miles, as long as you pay the penalty for the excessive miles.
Correct.
Okay, someone else wants to know, should I go with low miles to get a low payment? And then if I do the penalty, will I be better off?
No, because the penalty they charge up front for excessive miles is less cents per mile than at the end. So when you buy it up front, you're paying less. At the end, you pay more.
So you should then get mileage that truly reflects your driving habits.
I mean, yeah, you should do what you think you're going to drive.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Rod, how'd I do?
I was adding a couple things, but you did just fine.
Still at him.
No, he's the lease guy. So
I got a question.
He shows off though.
Okay, don't trick me.
No.
I think I can handle it.
Oh.
This report is sponsored
got to do a spot. All right. I believe in reviewing everything, your insurance, everything you have in your life, your insurance, your loans, including your investment portfolio. A review will never hurt you. See what you're doing and who's doing it for you, and compare it to other strategies. Martino Capital offers this to you. Now listen, everyone we have reviewed, this is just the truth, has converted to Martino Capital. Why don't you find out why? I'm not suggesting that what you're doing is wrong, but I do know this. We give a higher level of service than those who take your money and place it with a big advisor and they make a commission. That's literally what they're doing. They're not personally trading and overseeing your account. We do. MartinoCapital.com. Find out the difference when the principals all invest alongside you and babysit their money along with yours. 303-771-HELP. You have my word on that. 303-771-4357. MartinoCapital.com.
So you have minimum investments?
No. We do free, though, for people that have not a lot of money. We'll just do it free. I forget what that amount is. But we don't have minimum. And because we don't, because we have some very conservative things that fit everyone, really. We love helping people that are building up.
Why'd you change the name?
Because everyone was Googling that. Martino. I mean, I had Wave 8, right?
Yeah.
But everyone, whenever we went into our things, they were looking for Martino.
Oh, okay.
So I figured make the name what they're searching for.
Right, right.
And I get better analytics.
Speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennigan and Walsh, and the human connection.
I have people looking at my helicopter right now.
You're selling it?
I'm selling everything aviation because, okay, 72 cancer survivor, and I'm getting better, but I always have these periods of, so I don't think I'd ever be confident just taking that out with family and going somewhere. I don't think I would anymore. And the last thing I want is to be apprehensive.
Right.
When I fly now, I fly with a safety pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm invalid, but there have been times that I just get these weak spells. Now, they tell me I'm going to get stronger as I get away from that chemo and radiation and all that. My body will get stronger. But I don't know, man. It's an expensive hobby. Expensive as hell.
Okay.
And I don't use it enough like I did when I was young.
But you can't enjoy it either, because in the back of your mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
And back when there were a lot of people in aviation with me, and people are dropping out. I mean, they're just, because it's so expensive, fuel and hangars and taxes. You know, that hangar, big, beautiful hangar, and it is paid off. Just to keep it with an HOA fee, which is the ground lease, and the taxes, it's $24,000 a year just to keep that fucking hangar.
Really? Wow. How big is it?
$24,000 a year just to keep it.
Just to keep it.
That's paid off.
Wow.
And then the aircraft, whether you fly it or not, has to have an annual inspection. And an annual inspection, the cheapest one you're going to get on a jet helicopter is about $9,000. That's the cheapest you're going to pay.
A year?
Yeah, $9,000 for an inspection.
Isn't it bad for aircraft not to fly them, though?
Yeah, it is. That's right. There's a sweet spot, too. You can overdo it, but I love my helicopter. I do, but it's like I'm not using it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so expensive. Plus, I'm getting older, and I'm going to be retiring, someday here, and as I slow down, I can't have all that money going out.
Right.
That's a lot of money going out.
Maybe we can do a trade or something with a Toyota against that Helicon.
Get it off.
Don't let them get you to the Toyota. I just finished telling you I can't get parts.
Then I have a specialized airplane. It's a classic airplane called an air coupe, which is a coordinated airplane that doesn't require rudder pedals. It's a unique. They made them during 1946. Mine is completely restored. It's the most beautiful airplane, and I'm thinking of donating that to a veteran who doesn't have use of their legs, so they can fly.
What's the name of that craft? I have never seen it. What's the name of it again?
Air coupe. ERCOUPE. ERCOUPE. But if I could find, but I would want a veteran who could actually keep it. I don't want a veteran who can't afford it. I mean, he's got to be able to keep it hangared and or rent a hangar space and own it.
Well, since you're looking at veterans, we've got the airfield not too far from here. Could you leave that to the Air Force themselves and allow miscellaneous pilots?
The museum might. I was thinking. Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. David, what's going on with your trash company? What's happening?
Yeah, gosh, we noticed after we had subscribed to have compost picked up because we were having so much waste from our yard and stuff, that they basically were throwing the compost in with the trash. And
wait, you're paying extra to have that compost picked up, and you're trying to do good for the environment, and they're just mixing it with the regular trash?
Right, so it's going to the landfill and contributing to other issues.
Is this waste management you're talking about?
No, this is one-way trash. The smaller company, I think Lions is their location, actually.
Lions? One-way trash. And it is one-way trash. It all goes together. I mean...
Right.
But...
And then, we had the suspicion that maybe they were doing that with recycling, because some weeks there'd be one truck and everything would get thrown into it, and other weeks there'd be two trucks. So maybe when they were short a driver or short a truck or whatever, they would throw the recycling in as well. So I'm multiplying me times all the other people.
Now, do you have any video of this or anything?
No, my wife, though, saw it from a second floor window the other day and confirmed it because I had called them to complain about it. And they said, we throw one in one side of the truck and one in the other. And both of them are going in the rear of the truck. And I've never seen a truck that has
compartments,
two separate compartments like that, except on the sides of, I think, Western Trash Company maybe has that.
Now, do you know that they're also doing that with recyclables, or you're just thinking they might?
Well, it certainly looks like it, because when only one truck comes on recycling weeks, because it's every other week, recycling 1 week, compost the next, it's going in the back.
Just like they say with this other one. In other words, they say that it has two separate compartments.
Right. And I suspect, and like I said, some weeks they have two trucks, and I'm assuming that one truck's recycling, but other weeks they don't. But I don't even know where it's going once it leaves in a recycling truck. It could be going to the landfill too.
How much more do you pay for this compost?
I didn't even figure that out, but it was an added, maybe $50, $60 I get billed every 3 months.
Yeah, we have a compost can, and then we have a recycle can, and then a regular can. And we're with Waste Management, So I don't, I see them come with 3 separate trucks. So
yeah, sure.
The idea of having those, he said, this one truck has 2 different compartments. I wonder if anybody listening could shed some light on that. Is there such a thing? We'll definitely look into it. What do you have you called them and asked them about it? And that's what they told you?
Yeah, I did, and they said to me there when I said they put it in the same truck. They said, "Oh, there's 2 separate compartments," and that doesn't look like what's going on.
Okay, David, I appreciate the tip. I'm gonna see if one of my deputies can put in a call. If you could do me a favor sometime, maybe from that upper window, and send us a video, that would be great from your phone.
You bet.
I'm serious now, and you would send it to help@troubleshooter.com. That's the email. Help at troubleshooter.com. What do you think, guys? Have you ever suspected that's going on in the business? Have you ever?
I think they've done news stories confirming it.
Yeah, but I thought because of those news stories and stuff, they probably stopped it.
Until you look away.
I have a check engine light, but my car's running just fine. What do they mean? First of all, do they always mean something serious or what?
No, it could be very minor.
I wouldn't drive around with it.
I'd at least get the code checked. Yeah, see what it is.
Do you charge to check that?
No.
Okay, so Sheridan Auto Tech, if you have a check engine light, they'll check that code real quick.
Sure.
And you can tell what system
it could be a gas cap. It could be some real minor. Yeah.
Now, what happens when the check engine light is flashing?
Misfire, typically. And that's a no drive.
It is?
Yeah, if it's flashing, don't drive.
Now, do cars go into a limp mode automatically to save them or not?
Depending on the condition and the code, yes.
Okay, here's what it says. Here's somebody else. Why are my brakes squealing and I just had them replaced?
Could be a hard spot inside the pad. Dust, period, will make them squeak.
Yep.
Do new pads often squeak?
They should not, if they're good pads. I mean, it depends on the quality.
Do you rough them up at all?
No, they're already pre-broke in. But, it could be a bad spot in a rotor. Just because the rotor's new doesn't mean it's perfect. It may be a defective rotor.
Okay. And what about a steering wheel, guys, that shakes at 50 and above?
That could be something as simple as, tires out of balance.
Mm-hmm. Why would it show up at 50 miles an hour?
Because that's when, depending on how far out of balance it is, you're going to start noticing it at higher speeds.
It'll start going away when you get a little faster. You should always drive 70.
Hello, Allie?
When I had the customer came and complain that he had a vibration.
Oh, no. I pocket dialed you the other night by mistake.
It is now. It wasn't there before. It is now.
Yeah, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't know if it went through or not.
I have zero obligation to encourage you to break the law. I don't have to.
Thanks for calling me back.
What does it do at 120?
Okay, I'll see you. Bye. People so crazy. Damn.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast. This is Marc Mager.
That's a pretty cool little plane, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a great plane.
One man shares a story of how hawking hot dogs at MLB games changed his life. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
You know what? You can get a bathroom at a discount with discountbath.com. Hence the name. They love doing bathrooms. They can do a whole bath. They can do part of a bath. They can do your walk-in shower for $9,888. They can do a whole bath with that rough-in area in the basement, let's say, or extend a bath, maybe remodel it completely. Whatever you want, they do. In fact, they are so confident in their pricing and value that you'll probably go with them. So for no obligation, they'll do the planning and the material specifications and give you a price up front with no obligation. So why don't you check them out before you have a bathroom done and pay too much? DiscountBath.com, 720-979-2320. 2322. That's 720-979-2322. These are contractors you can trust, and that's getting to be a rare commodity. DiscountBath.com. You know, if you are working your air conditioner like I am, it's working around the clock and it's never worked harder. And you want to make sure that air conditioner is going to last for years. That's why I recommend the Fix-It Complete Refurbishment. It's the Extreme Clean, Tune, and Check. Now, it's $39. Why? It doesn't make them any money doing that. They simply want to make you a customer and a believer in how thorough they are. So for $39, they'll take that air conditioner apart, and you'll be shocked at what they do. They clean every nook and cranny. They put it all back together with care, adjust and tune it. They add life and efficiency, and you'll avoid costly breakdowns. Check them out, 720-526-3939. That's fixmyhome.com. Yeah, man, you're right about leasing. Now, if you want to buy it down, the payment, it's not mandatory. Is there a disadvantage to that? Should you, in other words, if you're going to lease, should you just take advantage of that lease as much as possible with less money down?
Well, they don't require it down, so I always tell people if mentally, the payment needs to start with a 5 rather than a 6, and it takes a couple grand, do it, because 6 months from now, nobody will remember what you did, but you know what your payment is. But if you don't care, don't put the money down, because...
Hey, I'm so sorry. You know the Jerry guy that Bo was working on eBay? He called again.
The Jerry guy that what?
Remember the Jerry guy, the eBay case Bo was working on?
Yeah, what was that again?
He just missed the return date. There's nothing we can do. Do you want me to put him on?
Oh, that one. Yeah. I mean,
he keeps calling me, so do you want me to do it?
Yeah, just tell him. I'll put him on and tell him that we looked into it.
All right.
They're just not gonna. They're not going to.
Right. That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the $45 Kia part or something.
I mean, they're just not gonna.
Just put it on eBay and sell it.
Learn how easy it is to tell your story through our voices today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's
I'm trying to find his original call. Where the heck is he, Jerry?
Tom Martino. That won't happen to you at Gravina's Windows and Siding. 950 West End. 50 lines of windows, multi-brands of siding and doors. More than 100,000 completed jobs.
It was eBay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bought a heater module for the Kia, right?
Yep.
Got it.
And Colorado turns 150. That kind of longevity comes from people who build things to last. Like Watson Watch Co., founded by a small team who couldn't find the field watch they wanted, so they built it themselves, by hand, in small batches, with purpose. Now, for a limited time, Watson
See if you can get Bo.
$100 off. Discover Watson Watch Co., made for the long haul. Explore the collection at watsonwatch.com. WASSON watch.com.
Colorado, you're no stranger to hail damage. That's why you need GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They do roofs, gutters, siding, stucco, windows, decks, and more. Let Genesis walk your property to give you a complete estimate, and they'll even help you file your insurance claim so you get it all covered. Think smart, think Genesis Total Exteriors on my referral list at referralist.com or GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509. A lot of apps like to say they're free until they ask for your credit card. iHeartRadio is different. No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges. We make money from our advertisers, not from you. It's the same radio you never paid for. Live radio stations, playlists, podcasts, and artist stations all in one app. So if you haven't already, download the free iHeartRadio app. Free radio. Always has been, always will be. Now wherever you go.
Iran's trying to push buttons, see how long. Every American needs to stand up.
Hear about it. Talk about it.
Have their voices heard.
Denver's Talk Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Jerry bought a heater module control for his 2001 Kia Optima, and he did it on eBay, and it didn't fit. Jerry, and then what did you do? You returned it, is that right?
No, I had to buy it completely from a different other supplier, Shop Earl, who couldn't be more diligent and cooperative.
But the first one you bought, did you return it?
No, I tried. I called eBay, and I kept getting a recording saying that you've reached us out of business hours.
Right.
Key Bank likewise tried. They got the same exact message.
Now,
no matter what time of day
Deputy
it was.
Bo, didn't you look into this one, Bo?
Yeah, he did. And, he sent a letter to Shop Earl, which has only been wonderful. The letter should have gone to TCP.
All right, hold on. We're running out of time. I'm going to have to take this break. Let me ask you. Hey, Bo, this is Tom. Did this guy, wasn't he past the return date?
Yep.
Bo?
He was, Tom.
Hello?
Tom. He was definitely passed, yeah. He was determined he wanted to talk to somebody on the phone instead of doing it.
Bo hung up. Did he know about this case?
Yes.
Hey, Bo, are you listening online?
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, advising you not to make mistakes with the biggest investment of your life. When there's your equity on the line, experience is not optional. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com with Green Act to Life. 303-920-1620.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KM and iHeart radio station.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Denver. This is 630 KM, Denver's talk station.
So, how do you remember that? Tell me why you...
He didn't follow the procedure at eBay for the return process. He wanted to have a phone call. He wanted somebody to talk to. Instead of going through his app and click return and follow what they wanted him to do,
okay.
He wanted to do it his way, and then the time ran out. It was more than 30 days. Okay. But there was a way to do it.
Right.
He just didn't understand it or didn't want to do it that way.
He probably didn't understand it. He was an older guy.
I want to talk to Bo before we go on.
But he wanted to talk to somebody at eBay to complain, and there's nobody to talk to at eBay.
Or most any other place.
It's like returning on Amazon.
Right.
He just wanted to just click.
Right.
Bo, are you there? Okay, listen. This guy kept... Didn't he go beyond the return date?
Shortages caused by the Iran war lead to American oil companies reporting massive profits. This is ABC News. Federal officials now issuing warnings to water systems around the country after dozens of cyber attacks.
But the bottom line is, according to Kevin remembers the details. He kept calling, but he didn't use the return process.
The FBI has not confirmed Iran's involvement, but officials suspect Iran because it appears the goal of the attacks was to disrupt services as opposed to obtaining ransom money. In 2023, hackers with ties to Iran
put him out of his misery.
plant near Pittsburgh said they targeted the
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy that
I know.
It's the point of it all.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I get that way too.
Mm-hmm.
I make fun of people who do that, but I've done that.
Yeah. We'll lose $10 to save. That's just what we do.
Because damn it, I'm right.
Right. And the whole world will know before I'm done.
Damn it, I'm going to show it. Yep. I'm that way. I dig in sometimes I shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
The woman detained at DIA has been released from the Aurora ICE Processing Center, and now lawyers are challenging the legality of the arrest. Chantal Rojas was trying to catch a flight to Oakland when she was taken into custody by plainclothes officers. Alicia Dansker, a friend of Rojas and a former employer, says they're grateful she was able to leave the detention center so quickly.
That was the fastest we could possibly get her out, and I know there are people who have been stuck there for months or
information is heard but have much less support.
Attorneys claim that ICE failed to comply with statutory requirements over warrantless immigration arrests. And in the firefighting...
You know, they actually have trash trucks that do both trash and recycling.
They do?
Yes.
Okay, then maybe they're
Side
telling...
grab, the guy can flip a lever on top and it'll go in one side. or the
Okay,
other.
then, okay.
So it is possible. I don't know how likely it is.
No, he's up in Boulder, so
Yeah.
you pretty much have
They
to.
showed a guy using it on
You have to have a pair of rollerblades just to get a bank account up there.
See, it's got the arm that comes out. And then what determines what happens is up here. See, that thing flips. So that's trash, and then he flips that over, and the driver controls all that.
With the same.
See,
oh yeah, I see it now.
see, that goes over, and now there's two separate compartments in the back of the trash truck. Two doors that open separately, everything. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
They use that so the trucks don't have to go multiple routes.
Wow, engineering's amazing.
Yeah. But it's all done with little joysticks.
That is so cool.
Isn't it?
I need to grab another water. Anybody need anything?
I'll take a water.
You want a water?
Yeah.
Tom, you need anything?
No, thank you.
I need a water. I didn't get one. What is this one here?
There's illegal crossings somewhere.
Oh, that's a Spanish territory from Morocco. It's
Wow.
actually in northern Africa. I was reading it. There's a Spanish-controlled area there,
Okay.
and they're immigrating.
Oh,
60,000 of them at one time.
why? What's making them motivated?
Yeah, there was some amnesty, something that was talked about within the Spanish government.
Okay.
So now they basically just screwed themselves.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get the full description, but they were talking about some sort of an amnesty thing for immigration.
Okay.
So that led these guys to believe that it's free. Come on.
Sounds like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What do I owe you?
$1.280.
Okay.
He's gonna need change.
You can have two for 3 times the price.
Yeah. This is how they get 2 separate doors on the back.
Wow. I had a guy when I was younger who worked at one of the plants, and we made great money.
Dude, the smell. I don't know how you
Well,
work.
That's the point.
The smell is not the worst part. I tell you what, because when I was down in Arizona, I picked up what I thought was going to be a part-time job, working on the trash trucks and whatnot, get some Christmas money, get underneath there, I start rattling on this thing, and the rats and the maggots and whatnot start dropping out of this truck, getting in your hair, going down your shirt.
Man.
It's like bullshit. I got out from underneath that truck.
Is full or empty. It is nasty,
Yeah.
and it's usually full when it breaks down.
Right.
You to go underneath it to get shit done. And yeah, I mean, there's some liquid running from somewhere all the time. There is no such thing as good money.
Oh, okay. Well, he was about 21 too.
It's
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. Today is Car Day. We've been talking cars and just about everything else. We have JFR Cars with us. They do leasing and selling of cars. They can source cars for you, any make or model. They're car dealers. We also have Kimmer Transmission, Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission, Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech, and we're talking cars or anything on your mind. And Jeremy has a question about a lease, and then we're going to go back to Jerry and eBay with Deputy Bo. But let me take Jeremy, who's been waiting. Jeremy, what is your lease question, Jeremy?
Tom, it's Hellcat off the YouTube there. Just checking to see about diesel 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks for leasing, if it's a good idea or an option.
Guys,
I mean, in my opinion, leasing is an option on everything because you have the benefit of the upside potential without the downside risk. And, diesels tend to hold their value better, which helps in the lease. And, but yeah, there's never a time I can tell you lease is a bad deal.
So the answer is yes. He thinks it's a great deal. What were you thinking of? Like when?
Probably somewhere along, like a GMC Denali or something, 4-door, 3/4, 1-ton.
Yeah. And why is basically it doesn't matter if it's a car or truck, right? I mean, it's a vehicle, and it's the same principle applies.
Well, in the cases of trucks, though, I mean, a lot of guys, they're really loading those things up. They're beating them up. They're, if the bed's going to get all scratched up, you might get a dings or two in there.
So there's a difference between putting in a business name and an individual.
Well, I'm not even just talking about business. I'm talking about people just in their everyday lives.
Right.
I mean,
So
my personal truck myself, I'm constantly doing something with that truck that sometimes is causing damages.
So that could be considered excessive wear and tear depending on how much damage.
So basically, though, that's after the fact. They don't calculate that in at the beginning for a lower residual, right?
Calculate excessive wear and tear.
No, when you're going to use it for commercial purposes, they don't give you a lower residual because of
If you put it in a business name, they will because average wear and tear is different for a business, and that's a whole different lease. That's called an open end or a track lease. It's totally different.
Okay, so they will actually consider that.
Because what's normal wear and tear for a guy in construction is different than the people drive them daily. So
Gotcha. So it does come into consideration on your payment and everything.
Absolutely.
So what if you don't disclose it's for commercial?
Well, then it's going to be treated. You'd have to put in your individual name. It's going to be treated just like a regular lease, and you'll be charged for excessive wear and tear.
Oh, if you do use, okay, got it. All right, let's go to Jerry. Jerry bought something from eBay and wanted to return it. And Jerry, we understand your problem. We remember when you called the first time, and let me just ask this though, straight up, Jerry. Do you know on eBay there's a process for returning something, right?
No, I never bought anything on eBay in my life.
Okay, so when you bought it and when you wanted to return it, when you knew it didn't fit, what is the very first thing you did?
I tried to reach out to TCP. I sent them an email. Actually, I sent them 2 emails. They ignored both emails.
And TCP was the seller, right?
Yeah, TCP sold it to me.
Yeah.
From my understanding, they're out of Florida.
Okay, but you understand that whether you reach them or not, there is a process for returning things on eBay. You don't have to talk to the seller in order to return something.
Yeah, but I couldn't even reach eBay.
Of course you can.
eBank even tried to reach them.
He tried to call them.
You don't have, listen, here, Jerry, if I buy something on eBay tomorrow, I can return it the next day. I can return it in the next however many days, depending on the terms and conditions. I don't have to talk to the seller. I don't have to talk to eBay. It's automated, just like with Amazon. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Okay. Deputy Bo, what did you find out about this, Deputy Bo? You worked
Well, I did a lot of work. And Jerry, bless you, man. I've asked you for the address of the seller. eBay will not give it to me. They say all returns and refunds must be placed through eBay. And I never got the address of the seller. I got some information from the shop, Earl, which I believe is a third party that you may have purchased the part from.
That's what he did, yeah.
And the shop Earl sent me an email stating that any returns or refunds or orders placed must go through eBay and follow eBay rules for the return. So, Jerry, I just can't help you in this matter.
Jerry, we can't because you went beyond the 30 days and never clicked the return button. You never went through the return process.
I never knew how to do that.
But Jerry, that I understand. I know, I understand.
Ask for their help,
but
I
they
got
don't.
nowhere. They end up calling Tom Martino.
I get it. I get it.
And I'm getting. but to the wrong company.
Jerry?
It's supposed to be EP, not Shop Earl.
Okay, Jerry, I'm sorry you got caught up in this technology. I really am.
I mean, I've dealt with eBay for 25 years. I've never, ever had a return. Jerry, you just missed the return window in December. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that we can...
returning it. I've even provided you emails, attachments with the emails. All you got to do is hover over the attachment. The title is crystal clear as to what that attachment consists of.
Jerry, I never got it. And if you can provide the address of the seller, I can make a stab at it.
Yeah, the seller, he might be able to work with the seller directly who might give him a break. But as far as eBay goes, Jerry, I don't think you and this is not meant as a put down, but I don't think you understand.
71, I never bought anything off eBay.
Okay, I got it. I'm 72. I've purchased plenty off of eBay. And when you buy something, it's very easy to return it. But if you don't know how to do it, maybe you should have asked someone. Were you trying to call eBay?
Yeah, I tried calling. I even went to the public library. I know you know where the Parker Library is.
Yeah.
And they couldn't help me either. They couldn't figure it out. I'm sorry.
Nobody, because eBay doesn't take phone calls.
They provide a phone number and then key.
But not for returns, Jerry.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one thing.
Yeah.
Key Bank, who I filed a dispute with, they actually gave me the eBay phone number to call. So I'm reaching out to everyone, and I'm getting wrong information.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay
I have
for
a
it?
somewhat solution.
Yeah. What is it?
Jerry, would you consider this? And I'd be willing to do this because we've been dealing with this for a long time. If you want to drop that part off to me next week at the studio, I'll see if I can peddle it for you and try to get maybe half or most of your money back.
How much was it? $45.
How much was it?
I don't have your address to the studio.
I will give you that information off the air. Tom, I think it was around $65, $70.
I thought it was.
I'm happy to.
I thought it was 45. But how much did you spend on that, Jerry?
I only spent 45 with Shop Earl, and they were phenomenal. They went through every painstaking effort to make sure I got the correct part. I paid $63 or $4 to TCP, and they are a total nightmare. They refuse to answer the email. They will not.
You understand you don't have to talk to them to return it, though.
I didn't know that, but I also tried eBay and being ignorant on how to do it, I went to the Parker Library and pleaded for their help.
I get it. I'm sorry. You know, I wish you would have called us during that first 30 days. But listen, Deputy Bo made a very kind offer. He said he's going to try to sell it for you to get at least some money from it for it. Jerry, he's done a lot on eBay. But listen, folks, this is just something that's going to happen. It's a generational gap, okay? Jerry knew enough to buy it there. He didn't have an idea how to handle it. Look, there's just no excuse. There's nothing we can do. He just missed the window. eBay doesn't make exceptions for people that don't know how to use eBay. I wish they did, but they don't. They really don't make exceptions. Waterpros.net. I can't say enough about them. If you want soft water, just $1,800 for the entire house. For your plumbing, your laundry, your skin. By the way, if you want drinking water on top of that, another $1,800, $3,600, you get drinking water and whole house water softening. Waterpros.net. You will never get a better price. Waterpros.net. I feel bad for this guy, man, but he's just... O'Brien Legal Services, that's a real estate firm. Now, we know Brad O'Brien, and we use him on the show as our expert for real estate. You can reach him at olslaw.com. That's olslaw.com, or call him at 720-370-7388. If you're a landlord trying to navigate these really weird Colorado laws, he can help you with your leases. He can help you with your evictions. If you need help with a border dispute or maybe some kind of an easement issue, residential or commercial, maybe making up contracts or reviewing contracts or owner financing deals or buying something with a partner. Just think real estate, think olslaw.com. That's O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388. See, I wanted to ask how.
It seems to be impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find. There's nowhere to go. And that place.
He went to the library, isn't that kind of good? As my mother would say, God bless his soul.
You've actually both said that on the line. They both said that during the phone call. They did? Just now. Yeah.
God bless them. Yeah.
What's a library? Nobody's going there anymore.
Actually, my daughter frequents the library.
What's that?
My daughter frequents the library.
Does she? Well,
really?
Yep.
Why?
It's something for her to do, and she likes to go over there and pick up movies, and she'll get different books and whatnot. But yeah, she's there at least. Yeah, she's there at least once a week. She takes her scooter over there.
my wife is a former teacher, so she would always take the kids to the library. Always, like it was a.
We had to take my boy. They were reading so much I couldn't afford to buy the books.
Oh wow!
You know, we go to
that's a good place.
Grab a cup of coffee, and they go get a book. And
that's so cool.
They read it by the time we got home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're ferocious readers.
Wow, that is so cool.
I don't know where they got it from.
Well, being illiterate helps.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I had to get them to show me how to, But no, it was a physical when the Harry Potter books first came out years ago. It was a knockdown drag out who was going to read it first.
Really?
I mean, it was fisticuffs.
Wow.
Just like threw the book in the middle of the room.
I'll see you in
Last
an
one
hour.
standing.
Right.
But he did. My youngest was the first to read. He read that whole book in a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, just tore through it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If it was about cars, I'd read it. It still holds my attention.
See, I'm reading on stuff every day, all day, and I just get kind of tired.
Mm-hmm.
I used to read to relax, and I don't anymore. My mind doesn't.
Right. That's where the 65-inch comes in.
It does all the reading for me. It's called mental masturbation.
The older I get, the bigger the TV gets. Do we really need an 85? Well, define need.
I walked into Best Buy a few months ago looking for a computer part. The manager was the one that helped me, and he said, "So you're here to see the 110-inch TV?" I go, "I wasn't, but I want to see it now."
How big is that? Like that?
It was huge. It might even be bigger than that. It was huge, and it wasn't that expensive either. It was like $2,500 or something.
Where?
Really?
At Best Buy, or not Best? Best Buy.
Wow.
Holy shit!
But I wasn't there for that. But as soon as he said
it was 110-inch.
Yes.
Guess what Tom's going to have by the end of the weekend?
Maybe by the end of the day. No, it was funny because he just asked the right question. I said, "No, I wasn't here for that, but I do want to see it." And then I went home and measured to see if it fit where I have a 75-inch now. It fit, but
there's nothing that big for 2,400. They're like 14 and 50,000.
Well, this was
you just press on return an item
on eBay. Yeah, you go to the item, hit return, and they send you a return label. You send it. Yeah.
And then you ship it back.
Yep. They don't even ask why. If you don't want it, they'll take it. Yeah.
That's that. Even so, if you're a seller, you have to put up with the.
That's all part of the. Yeah.
That's eBay, right?
eBay.
Yeah.
Amazon too.
Yeah, I know Amazon's user friendly, but eBay I found them to be a little bit more difficult.
Take it to Kohl's or somewhere. Or
Yeah.
The worst is when they say that something's been delivered from Amazon,
Right.
and then it hasn't, and you get in this argument with, well, have you checked with your neighbors? Have you done this?
No, I know that.
It's like, good God, people, I know it's not here.
No, I know. I've had that happen. I had that happen with a pizza.
I was gonna say.
They took a picture of a box on the ground, and it was just gravel around it. It could have been on Mars. It didn't have any address. It didn't have any porch. It didn't have any neighborhood. And they said it was returned. He put it down on the ground and went right over and just took a picture, and there's a box. He can use that for everyone.
It wasn't him. It was GPS. It was GPS's fault.
It was delivered. I said, no.
This is where GPS told me to take
And the guy, it was a woman. She was arguing with me because you get to text them through the app.
That's funny.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So to return something on eBay, I checked it out here. It is very, very easy. All you do is you go to eBay and then just go to your purchases and then return an item and then go through the process. And they print out a label. You can send it back to the person and there's no questions asked. So I feel sorry for this man. As my mom would say, God love him, or God bless him, because he didn't understand the technology. And really, it truly is a little weird if you've never done it before. And so I'm sorry he's having that trouble, but Deputy Bo is going to try to help him. So I want to continue here on our discussions. I had some questions we got to get answered here.
Tell me, I had a quick question for Bob on leases. Is there any way that you can modify the terms of your lease? Say you sign up for a 10,000 mile lease and your life changes. I mean, do you have to redo it completely?
What about that, Bob?
There's no modifications from the day you sign. So if you said I'm going to drive 15,000 miles a year and your life changes and you're driving 7,500, well, then your residual is going to be lower because of the higher mileage. And there's a good chance the car is going to be worth more than residual value, and you can capture it that way. But once it's written, it's written.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So somebody wants to know, can I replace just one tire? There's a lot to be said about that. I talked about that time I had a run flat that went bad, and to replace it, because it was on the side thing, I had to replace it. And then they said I had to get another like tire, and then I had to get 2 of them or 4 of them. Is that the truth? Do you have to replace 4 tires at a time?
If you can replace one that matches almost identically the size of the others to the 10th of an inch,
if it's worn out a little,
that's what I mean. It's hard to do, but if that's possible, then yes. If not, then you're going to have damage to your transfer case, transmission, differentials, everything on that car is going to be stressed with a different size tire.
Particularly if it's an all-wheel drive system.
Especially, yep.
And just as little as 1/4 inch total rolling diameter, so the tire rolls 1/4 inch difference all the way around it can make that system malfunction and fail.
All right. We've had some rain. We haven't had it bad like other places. Somebody said that they have a relative back east that drove through some deep water, and now they're having major engine problems. Can that happen just by driving through some maybe slightly deep?
Real deep. Oh, sure.
What can happen?
Suck water in the intake, comes in, in the combustion
splashing
chamber
or something.
Well, if it's deep enough, it's not even a splash.
Well, then it's hydraulic. It's dead. Yeah, that I know. But
the electronics are not waterproof.
Nothing is.
No. You get underwater with some of these modules. That's why you don't want to buy a flood car.
I went through a major pothole, and they want to know, do I check my alignment? Do I assume it's okay? Can that knock it out of alignment? Is there such a thing as knocking it out of alignment, I'm asking?
Most definitely, yeah. You can actually bend suspension parts and not realize it driving down the road, and sometimes you can only really see it when you get it up on that alignment rack.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When everything starts to measure out, and then you can find where bent or damaged components are actually at.
Yeah, sometimes you can feel your car drifting after you hit a pothole. Maybe you let go of the wheel and it kind of leans to the right or left, or they're all good indicators.
Does anyone know how long the foam works on a spare, like not on a spare, on a flat tire, a small puncture? Do you know that spray-in foam? Have you ever used it? Do you know if is it meant to be a permanent repair? I don't know.
No, it's not meant to be a permanent repair. It's meant to get you out of the woods. Because I can tell you right now, whoever has to bust open that tire is not happy.
No, that's
now,
nasty.
someone says here, I heard that using the wrong windshield washer fluid damages my car. Someone said I need special fluid. You don't need special fluid.
You just want something that's not going to freeze so
That's
you
the
don't
only
damage pumps
thing.
and reservoirs.
You can get plus 32 degrees and minus 32 degrees.
On leasing, they must have heard me talking off air or on YouTube or something. Somebody said you were talking about leasing a used car. How does that work? Okay, so isn't it just like leasing a new car? Now, they won't go too old, though, right? I mean, obviously.
So, yeah, usually it's a credit union that offers that, and they'll go 6 model years old to lease.
Wow.
So, and again, depends on the car, because the residual value could be very, very low if it's not the right car.
So it could be really high payments is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, more than it should be for that car, yes. You could get something newer probably for a better payment, but they will go 6 model years old.
And so what do they, you treat it the same way? You have a value?
Sure, you have a starting value, your cap costs, and then whatever they anticipate the future value to be. So it's figured the same way, but all the numbers are less.
Have you done it?
Oh, yeah, lots of times. We've had people, especially during COVID, their leases came due and there were no cars to get, so we released them their same car.
Really?
So you can do a second lease on your current car, and generally the payment goes down.
All right. Somebody wants to know how often to rotate tires.
Every time you change your oil.
So
just do it then. Every time you change your oil, it's getting up in the air. Might as well just do it right then and there, especially on a 4-wheel drive.
Huh?
Twice a year.
Okay.
Especially on an all-wheel drive. Especially on an all-wheel drive.
It's crucial on an all-wheel drive.
Yep.
Why is it crucial on an all-wheel?
Because you're going to get different wear front to rear, side to side. So you want to try to even out that wear over the life of the tire.
Okay, listen to this. Do you know right now, this is crazy. Right now, they're selling subscriptions to these things now. This is what you get. You hands-free hands-free driving, okay? Now, that's for GM Super Cruise, Ford Cruise, Tesla FSD. Okay, remote start is a monthly after a trial period. Remote starts on Toyota, BMW, Mercedes, and others.
Well, for about $400, you can go over to Car Toys and get an aftermarket one put on.
Yep.
Performance upgrades. Now, this is what's crazy. The car's already built for it, but they won't turn it on. This is Mercedes, unless you pay an annual fee to have higher performance. That is BS. Honest to God. Okay. Enhanced navigation. Well, okay, I can see that more so than performance. I wonder if there's a way to hack. Somebody's found a way to hack in there. I mean, if it's there and it can be done, okay. So enhanced traffic and navigation. Okay. Dash cameras and recordings are monthly in some cars. Dash cameras. I didn't even know they sell built-in dash cams. I didn't even know they did.
I didn't either.
I don't know why you get a subscription. They're cheap. Dash cams are cheap
to buy.
Oh, yeah.
Connected services like the in-car hotspot, yes. Entertainment and streaming. But I can't believe that for some of these things, they have prescriptions. Even some of the heated seats and comforts, they have subscriptions. So I see a future here where you're going to have a car that is pretty much stripped down and you choose what features you want to use.
That's the rumor. Yeah, the cars will all come the same way and you pay for the options you want monthly. So the car's going to have it on there, but you have to pay if you want that feature.
I was reading about it in one of the tech manuals. They're going to have to start checking the subscriptions current before they can diagnose the system.
Gosh.
Somebody didn't pay their bill and they turn their heated seats off and they come in and you're trying to diagnose why the seats don't work.
Hey, listen, people, I know that you've heard of Apple Air. They've been around since 1988. That's air with an E, appleair.com. The Todd family, I'll tell you what, they have started this in 1988. The sons and the mom and dad, and of course their employees, they all treat you like family. They're honest, and they have great warranties for heating and air. appleair.com.
My wife Lexus, we bought it a couple years before. Are we back on? Oh, well, anyway, wanted a power start, and it already had it. And yeah, they said just buy the module. Car Toys put it on there, and we never had to pay it. But the car already had the remote start. Yeah.
It's amazing how many cars have that and people don't know.
Right. That was mean, I think.
That's a great feature. You can do it from your phone app, and you can start your car in Chicago. You know?
Right.
Hey, I want to talk to you about something Mark and I have done over the years. We have built businesses, from small businesses to large businesses, because we believe in radio, we believe in the spoken word, we believe in marketing. And I want you to go to this website and find out more about Marc and Mager Radio. He can help you with your radio advertising on a number of iHeart stations, and we can help you build your business. Listen, I've been doing it for 50 years. What you can do is go to this website and find out more. Turntoradio.com. Yes, we love working with small and medium businesses to make them large, or if you're already large and you want to enhance your footprint. Stats show that more and more people are still listening to talk radio. Turntoradio.com.
You ever had a car abandoned in your lot? Mm-hmm. Somebody just dropped it off and you never know where it came from? Yep. So, I think I got a truck there now. I thought at first it might be stolen because the
typically when I see them, we've had 2 or 3 that were that way.
I mean, and this one's got a damaged column and everything else. So I went ahead and called the cops to verify it wasn't. But I didn't think it was because somebody bothered to put a club on it. You know? But it hasn't been registered since 2022. And it made sense that it was at the shop because, I mean, there's a trail of transmission fluid underneath it. So I was able to, through the information from the officers, track down somebody I think it might be on Facebook because there's a bunch of chainsaw equipment and whatnot in there, and found this guy's name, and then there was a bunch of stuff in there with him selling chainsaw sharpeners. Can't get a hold of the guy. He lives up in Fort Collins. What the hell is this doing over here?
Tow truck.
Radio.
They just dropped it off because it's a good place to be.
Yeah, there's no license plates on it. Obviously it needs work.
Yeah.
So can you actually own something with that?
I could apply for title if I wanted to, but then you have to bond around the title.
What are you going to do with it? Crush it?
Oh, eventually, if I don't hear from somebody, because,
can you
most of the tow companies...
You can't. You have to have a tow company take it. They have to process it.
Yeah, you pretty much have to have a contract with them so that, they can come and take stuff off your lot. So I'd have to pay to get it out of there, or not that I've heard or seen that this works before, but it can somehow manage to get up onto the street where this unlicensed vehicle will all of a sudden be noticed by the police, and then it gets towed. So
it was weird how that happened. I left last night. It was right there.
It was. You can still see this mark from where it was bleeding all over my concrete.
Why do you think they did it?
I don't know. Not until they get a hold of me.
Does it run?
I have no idea. We have no keys. We have no name. We have no note.
Did they at least park it to the side?
It's in a parking spot. So we've got ways of moving it if it wasn't. I mean, we can move them and get all 4 wheels up off the ground. We've got wheel dollies. You can scoot it around.
Hi, Tom Martino here. We got people here for cars. Jay has a question about buying cars. Jay, go ahead. What's happening with you, Jay? Welcome.
Hi, Tom. I'm thinking about buying a new car. I'm thinking hybrid. I don't want to go the electric route, but I would like better gas mileage. And I was wondering what your guys would recommend for a hybrid.
Okay. May I ask you a question first? Why wouldn't you go all EV, just out of curiosity?
Electric anxiety and range anxiety, and also the being able to schedule the recharging, which I understand recharging is a problem on most.
Well, unless you keep one in your garage. Do you have a garage where you can just plug it in at night?
I don't.
Oh, okay. That's a whole different ball game. You're right. Then you'd want a self-contained hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, but a self-contained. I hear really good things about Kia. What about you?
Yeah, Toyota's been the king of hybrids forever.
For Prius.
The Prius.
Isn't that the only one they have?
Well,
no, they got just about every
one of their cars is a hybrid.
Yeah, to some degree.
Yeah. Oh my goodness!
27, all Lexuses and Toyotas will be hybrids. All of them.
Okay,
but they've got a lot of experience.
These guys are telling me Toyota is the name of the game when it comes to hybrids.
Okay.
Whether it be a Prius or other models, there are other models now. The Prius led the way, but there are other models now that do hybrid technology.
Are you looking for a car or an SUV?
Prefer a car. I'm not an SUV. What is it?
SUV.
Yeah.
That's a crossover vehicle, and
I can't even spell it.
It's a crossover vehicle. I think they're practical and better than cars. I really do. They're not much more expensive. In fact, you're going to have a tough time finding a regular car. Actually,
well, Toyota still makes the Camry and others.
The Camry,
yeah, and the Prius.
Yeah, you got some great options now. Everybody's on the bandwagon. You just got to find that right car for you. Even Kia and Hyundai has a couple of electric or hybrid cars that will work for you.
Warranties.
Right. You can't beat that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
So try Toyota. Have any of the exotic cars done electric?
Oh, yeah.
Bentley, do they have an electric? Do you know?
I don't know about
Porsche's electric.
Yeah, but
Porsche?
Yeah, but they're all pretty much, in order to get the level of power these guys are trying to push, you almost have to have electric.
You know,
they're not hybrid. Yeah, they're straight
hybrid.
EV, yeah.
You know, if Range Rover, trust me here, if Range Rover went electric, that might be an all right vehicle, because the thing that sucks is their mechanical. I mean, not the finish and trim. I mean, they have a nice finish and trim.
Yeah, but it's Land Rover, they'd still leak.
What would they leak? They would have nothing.
They'd figure out something to leak.
By the way, somebody asked me about this the other day, and I looked it up. When you go into the F&I department, they're going to try to sell you an extended warranty. Remember, I'm telling you, don't buy one at that. Now, I know you guys might sell them, so I hate talking like this, but I say if you buy one, I would buy one after the regular factory warranty. I would. Now, Gap Insurance, Bob tells me, is a good deal, but can't you buy that privately better or not?
So some insurance companies, you can check with your insurance agent. If you purchase a car, like I say, at least it comes on it, but if you purchase a car, sometimes they'll sell it to you on your insurance policy, Gap Insurance.
Okay. Now, that's for leasing, it's going to be built in, is what you're saying.
Correct, yes.
Now, paint protection. For the life of me, I'm sorry. I say don't do it. Fabric protection. Again, these are just dealer add-ons to make some money. And this is probably the biggest bogus piece of crap I've ever heard, the nitrogen tires, where they fill your tires with nitrogen. But, okay, let's say they do that. And you have to top them off. What do you have to find nitrogen again?
Yep.
Or can you mix air and nitrogen?
No, you shouldn't. Yep. It defeats the purpose. It's supposed to run a little cooler.
Is there really?
That's the theory. I'm not saying it.
And it doesn't leak as easily.
Same leak. Yeah.
Now, this is another one that is really BS. VIN etching on the windshield. Why do we care about that?
Especially in Colorado, where you're going to change it every 2 years anyway.
And they say it's going to help with theft recovery. Who cares? I want to get my insurance money. Yeah. I mean, really, who cares? And then wheel and tire protection. Now, that is one that now I can say with wheels, that's a whole different ballgame for me, because you can't buy wheel protection separately or on the open market. I was offered wheel protection on my car for $1,400, okay, for the life of the car. Do you realize that I spent more than that in ruining my wheels? Just the scuffs on them. They fix them. We did it on our other car. And my wife, as a regular matter of service, gets them buffed out if they have any scratches. They attract scratches and mars and little big. But I might consider buying wheel protection. I'm serious. It's for the life of the car, and all you have to do is take it to the dealer and they fix the wheels. They either replace it or they fix it. You know, they redo it. However they do it. Dent and ding protection. Now, this is a relatively new one. I don't understand, when can they say, no, you got to go to a body shop? I think it's for paintless dent repair. Key replacement. Come on. You pay in advance for key replacement?
These are very expensive nowadays. There's $1,000 keys anymore.
Okay, prepaid maintenance. Now that I don't mind, except they force you to go to the dealer, right? Yep. But on a 30,000-mile checkup, they say you'll get it cheaper, but then you can go to Kevin and get a 30,000-mile checkup. Is there any detriment to that? If I go to you instead of a dealer, can they say, you didn't come to us?
No, absolutely not.
And then low jack and GPS tracking. What do you guys think about
low jack's going away?
It is?
Yeah.
What is low jack anyway? Isn't it it's not GPS.
They place a device inside the vehicle.
Right, it's radio, isn't it?
Or something like that, yeah. So that officers have a receiver inside the vehicle. So once you report it stolen, then you can call low jack. They actually turn it on, and if an officer is in proximity of that vehicle, they can track it down.
Window tinting.
We sell it, obviously.
Yeah, no, I don't mind window tinting at all. No. Rust proofing and undercoating in Colorado, you don't need it, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
All right. Okay, I want to give you a term. It's called TAMP, Turnkey Asset Management Programs. Do you know what TAMP is? It's something that most financial advisors, they subscribe to it. And then when you invest with your advisor, they take your money and give it to their TAMP. And they put you in cookie cutter portfolios, honest to God. And they keep you there with people who are similar to you. Now, sometimes when the market does well, it does okay, but there's no downside protection. And there's no one person looking after your account. Ask questions, people. Okay, if you have money invested, ask them, do you use a TAMP service or are you actually babysitting and investing my money? Well, guess what? I have a team I put together who does just that. They've done it for me, and then I made it public for others because I figured I can't be the only one who wants personal attention to my investments. If you want that level of service or you just want to explore it, call us. 303-771-HELP, martinocapital.com. It's 303-771-4357. One more question, okay, Jay.
Is this the old man with the part again?
What?
Jay? Is this?
No, I don't think so. This is the guy that had, he just had that question. He was asking about hybrids, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you need this? I'm sorry, I was just.
Okay, no. That was his imitation of Nancy Pelosi.
No, I was doing that on purpose. I was just.
If I said I needed it, would you tape it back together?
No, I would. Forgiveness. So, Rodney, I'm asking, if I find something serious in cars.com and I want to trade my Beamer, is it possible? I don't even mind if I have to pay a little more for you guys to do this. You contact that deal and you can affect it, so I'm doing the deal for you.
Absolutely. I've done it. Yeah, sure can.
He said some dealers are reluctant to work with other dealers. But
Yeah, I guess that's the key, if they're willing to do it.
And then again, I'm willing to pay for the transport and all that shit. I'm not asking you to inventory it.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll do a guarantee buy once you get it here.
Okay.
But I want a couple of them and see which one
Yeah, because
better.
the auction and the retailers out there, they're almost the same. And I showed you what we had out there. The money's about the same on that car. You
That
know,
one had how many miles on it?
13.
Yeah.
The one you found was 8, though, right?
Yeah, I found a bunch under 10,000 miles for really good prices.
Okay.
And I'm not
So if
sure.
it's at a Mercedes dealer, chances are it's certified pre-owned, which means they'll extend the warranty. If you buy one at auction, it's not going to be. So
It's still under warranty, though.
it'll be under factory warranty,
Yeah.
but it's certified pre-owned
But
extended.
you're not going to pay that money for that.
So does it pay to even trade in on a lease?
For the tax purchase? No, not on tax. Not on
Well,
lease.
long conversation, but if you use your car as a cap reduction, if you put money down, you pay tax on the money. You don't pay it with trade equity. So if you were going to put money down, but we would have that conversation about whether that makes sense or not. Because again, putting a lot of money down lowers the payment a little bit, doesn't change the end of term value.
Right.
You can do more with the money in your world than you can in a car world.
You're right. So I would just get rid of my.
Yeah, I mean, we can help you. We can take it on trade and give you the money for it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
you're thinking about a used lease then? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know if I should or just pay for it. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I don't know. He makes
well,
a lot of sense.
when we have a vehicle, we can
Work out
compare
the
them. You know,
He makes a lot of sense for a lease.
Rod, is that true?
Most of the time you don't, but in a lease.
Did you ever tell Donna I said hi?
Yes, I did. You want me to tell her again?
Oh, yeah, every time.
Okay.
Do you get together with her much?
I mean, yeah, maybe every other month or something.
Are you the only siblings?
Uh-huh.
Your parents gone?
Yep. For a while now.
Now, is Donna retired?
She is. She's been retired. I think she's like 9 years or something.
She older than you then, huh?
Just a year. Actually, not even quite a year.
Okay.
Less than a year, yeah.
Okay.
Irish twins.
My brother and I are Irish twins.
Yeah. My brother and I are too.
Are you?
Yeah.
Look at Rome. Look at
Yeah.
He's stretching before his breathalyzer or something.
He looks like he's wearing his boxer shorts and a t-shirt, getting ready to go to bed.
Or just got out of bed.
Going outside,
These
picking up the
fucking
paper.
people have more money than sense. All you have to
Well, he's saying he was going to his grandparents. He doesn't have any grandparents. They're all passed
He was
away.
looking for him.
Wow.
He didn't say it was a very lively conversation.
visit the sick and elderly.
Normal.
The Dallas media is picking on the sheriff, or the Dallas police are picking on the police in Milwaukee, saying they're showing him up because he's Dallas, and you know, they didn't have to release the video to humiliate him.
That's a famous person. Those videos are going to get out no matter what.
Yeah, they're done.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303. Oh, the guy hung up. He had another question. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I have stuff to talk about. Let me get back to my text here. And by the way, people, it's too late to call anyway. No, yeah, probably you can get one quick call in. All right. If I'm going to keep a car a long time, should I lease or buy it? I really keep cars a long time. I say they could possibly do both. Bob, what you know what I'm thinking, right?
Absolutely. So, again, if someone's willing to take a gamble on the future value of a car, you should let them. And you have options at the end that are all in your favor. So you can keep a car as long as you want, but you shouldn't give up those options because I think cars are changing and there's just a lot of things.
But if you really love a car and you really, really, really know you're going to keep it a long time, wouldn't you do the longest lease as possible and then at the end buy it? Or would you do the shortest lease and buy it?
I would do the best lease, which is probably like 3 years.
And then buy it from yourself?
Yes.
Or, as you said, you even released to people.
And you get that advantage a second time.
Really? And is it cheaper? Is it a lower payment when you lease it?
Generally, because the cap cost is lower and the residual is lower, so most of the time your payment will go down by keeping it and releasing it.
Somebody else wants to know if you're keeping... what is the best recycle time for cars? I think they mean when to buy new ones. What you like every 3 years? I mean, if you're going to stay in new cars, people love. There's two kinds of people: people that love cars and people that love wanting to change them. I don't think I'm ever going to be one that keeps it for 10 years. I mean, I like to think I am, but I don't know. What are you finding? Are people keeping them 3 years, 5 years? What are you finding nowadays?
That's kind of the sweet spot in leasing because 3-year-old cars have good value. There's a good market for a 3-year-old car. Some of them will still have factory warranty left. It's kind of the sweet spot.
Most people will, on the buy side, will typically go 4 to 5 years because we're mostly getting people out of their cars in 4 to 5 years, typically. They don't keep them for the whole term, typically.
Okay, and I got to find that again. So on a transmission, are there transmissions you would avoid? Totally avoid. They wanted to know from Jeff.
I know which
I think.
Hold on, turn your mic.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about the Nissan CVTs for a good number of years.
Okay, are they the only CVTs? Nissan CVTs? What about other cars?
Other cars, we don't see nearly the failure rate. So, I mean, Honda seems to be pretty good.
Why did Nissan go down the hill?
Quality control across multiple manufacturers has been a problem. And like I said, Nissan put all their eggs into this basket, and they just didn't put the tech into it.
Okay. Somebody also wanted to know, this is from way back, I just happened to keep it. Are you required to get your used parts if you want them? Do you still have to do that under Colorado law? In other words, when you replace a part, can I get the old parts?
Oh, sure. Unless there's a core, you would have to pay the core charge to keep it.
Okay. Do you have many people that even care about that?
I'll have people want to see it, but then they don't take them. They just want to look,
But if they do want to take them, it's important you tell them at the onset of the job, not at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. One other one really quick. They do engine oil analysis. Do they do transmission oil analysis?
Yeah, you can get that done.
And it tells you the condition.
It can tell you what's in there, what's breaking down.
Let me just say thanks. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Autotech, Bob Perry, and Rod Greer, JFR Cars. Remember, save all your problems for me.
These are starting to go out, by the way.
What's that?
These are starting to go out.